Hello, hello, hello.
Hey. All right, you ready?
Ready.
Let's start the show. Here we go. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Red Star Social Live, originating from Red Star Social Poker Club at Burnett and 183 in Austin, Texas. We're going to play some 5-10 no limit hold'em today, but there's a special wrinkle. Get to that in just a moment. I am Jason Dick, former radio jackass, and I am joined by Red Star dealer, manager, all around good guy, degenerate, prodigious limper. It's Clem.
Hey guys, how y'all doing? Welcome.
Thank you for joining us. Yeah, the game is 5-10 no limit hold'em, but the buy-in is capped at $300, so 30 big blinds. It's very unusual. Clem, what the hell?
Chips are going to be flying. These guys are going to be real antsy to get it in real fast. It's all about gambling for the first, hour, 2 hours. Build up your stacks, and then they start to play some actual poker. But yeah, these guys are here to gamble.
Yeah, that's the idea, is that it's only 30 big blinds. That's very shallow for cash game poker. You're going to see some guys get it in here, particularly early, with some very speculative hands. And then as the evening goes on, some of the stacks will get really big, and some people will just be chasing. But you can only get in for $300 at a time. Starting with a bomb pot here, which, Clem, if you just want to take it away on all the bomb pots, I don't. That's too many graphics on the screen for me.
The great thing about online poker is they do all the math for you. And right now, it looks like C2, the professor, is going to have a kind of a stranglehold on this particular hand. He's got trip kings, and then he's got a jack-high flush draw on the bottom board. And he is, looks like he is leading the charge and on the turn, and most people are getting away. We got one caller, it looks like, with a club draw on the bottom board. And
Club's got there.
And he also looks like we're gonna chop it up between the professor and Alex. Alex is he's gonna make the nut clubs on the bottom board, whereas the professor has got the trips on the top board.
But he doesn't have to call here.
No, he doesn't have a very good hand. He's got what we call a one-way hand. Yeah,
right. And he might not be one good on that one way.
Alex makes a big bet. Professor lays it down. Action is on Victor. Victor holding a straight, it looks like, on the same board that Alex has made his flush. Chances are he's going to let it go too. Alex made a big bet. Yeah, he's going to take it all down.
Alex, your early chip leader. Go ahead, Clem.
Well, I was going to say that's the one thing about bomb pots in particular is you really want to have a two-way hand, and these both Professor and Victor had one-way hands, which makes it really difficult to get your money in, especially against somebody who, in Alex's case, had the nuts on one hand, which is
right. You can go one way if you can make the nuts,
right?
Because then you can put all the pressure on your.
You know you're getting half.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of what happens in the showdown, you know you're getting half.
I should say a nut flush or something like that. You have a nut straight, you could get quartered, and then life is just terrible.
It's tough when you got second best in bomb pots and you're only going one way. It's really tough, and that hand right there proves it. So,
okay, so this will be a normal-ish hand of 5-10 no limit hold'em. And try and follow along here.
And I think if the graphics serve me correctly, it looks like everybody did a max buy-in. You can buy in for less than the 300 cap, but it looks like everybody bought in for the maximum, which keeps the game pretty even. Some guys would like to buy in short to even give them more.
I was gonna say, if you just want to blast off, just keep firing off $100 bullets. It's a very interesting format that we put together here at Red Star that I have not played yet. But every Friday at 4 o'clock, this game runs if you'd like to come play. And as a matter of fact, any new members who come by and tell them that you heard it on the live stream here, 3 free hours.
Can we not be too serious in this stupid stream and just
nice little bonus for coming in if you like to play poker. We do run other games as well. We're open every day, and come join us. Come see what it's like. And, looks like
pretty tight so far.
Yeah.
There was just one raise and take it in the first hand, and now Victor has made it 30 with the King Jack offsuit. Called in the big blind bite. Does that say Shabuzi?
That's the Shabuzi.
The Shabuzi.
Yeah.
Has Queen 7.
Nicknamed the computer hand for those of aficionados out there.
Yeah. Why is it the computer hand, Clem?
Apparently, it is the
It is
average,
exactly middle hand. It is the
average
perfectly
hand
average.
that can be dealt. Yeah. I think Victor's going to take it down with his pair o' jacks and take down a modest pot. And guys are just getting started, so it hasn't really gotten a little out of hand quite yet. But just wait.
Yeah,
it's coming.
I knew it's only been a couple of hands, but I just figured there would be early on here some whammy jammies on every hand.
We've got a nice little group here. These guys, they like to splash. They like to, gamble it up a little bit. So we should see some fireworks pretty soon.
Oh.
Yeah, these group of guys, they've been playing with each other for quite a while. So it's a good group. It's a good group. They will likely, make it a good game.
All right, the professor has pocket jacks here. Has made it $50. He's gonna fall. Oh, Shabuzi has pocket queens. So we'll get it in here. You would see this get in an even deeper game, but you'd obviously raise here, right? You never slow play in the $300 buy-in.
Looks like he jammed.
Nice, man.
Looks he got, and then Professor called. He got it in. Really bad spot for the Professor, but you never know. It's a great thing about this game. I think they're going to run it twice. So we're going to see two full boards here. First one, advantage queens. Queens are going to go ahead and take that one down with queens up. Second board here for half the pot. Oh, he spikes a jack. Game over. Chop it up. And there you go. That's the way, for anybody who doesn't know about running twice in the great game of poker, of no limit hold'em or any other variation thereof. Basically, you're allowing both players to have equal opportunity to
reduce the
make
variance,
a better hand.
All right, you play two boards, one for each for half the pot, and it sort of reduces the variance, gets closer to your equity. It doesn't change the odds at all,
no,
kids.
not at all.
So
not even a little bit.
Don't be confused that there's some strategy that.
It's a great way people who play this game often like to, especially in a cooler situation like that, queens versus jacks, say, and run it twice. Let's see what happens.
I always run it twice because I'm a gentleman and a coward.
Two characteristics of many poker players, and so that's it's a common thing to run it twice, especially in hold'em, especially because. The equities can be very, very close or very far away, either way you want to look at it.
Alex limped here with the pocket fives, and then it was raised to $50. Ace-8 of spades from John in seat 7, called by King Jack of spades, Shabuzi, and I think we're going 3 ways to a flop here.
Looks like Alex is going to be in good shape here. Good flop for his fives. Nobody hit anything. Five still hit.
It's tough though when you got fives behind, and I believe John is going to take this pot down.
Good hand, Johnny. Thanks.
Makes a bet. Everybody folds.
John, an excellent drinker.
He's a definitely very tenured in that their venture. He's also. He's also a great blind poker player, if anybody's ever participated in those particular skills. Oh, yeah, he's champion.
Puts it in without looking? love having those guys in the game.
He's not a big fan of looking. You know, he likes he likes to put in his chips in the middle and see what happens.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's I love John for that. It's a really cool deal. So looks like action's on Alex. Jack 10 off. You know, it's kind of like one of those very playable hands if you can get in cheap. You know what I mean? Shabuzi's going to want to see a flop with his suited Jack 4. Actions to Bob with the King Queen off. I like King Queen off.
King Queen off a great hand.
Very playable
very
hand.
nice.
We might see a raise out of Bob, and we do. He makes it
especially this shallow. I mean, you're effectively kind of playing tournament stacks this early in the game, and so yeah, King Queen, you're kind of happy to get it in here, particularly against a Shabuzi who's just gonna say Jack 4 is good enough for me.
Guys, these guys are all about gambling right now. The gambling knob has been turned to 10, and it's party time.
Shabuzi's flopped an open ender. Oh, and he made a 4 on the end. And he's going to get the double up here.
Wow.
Let that be a lesson to you, kids. Never underestimate the powers of Jack 4 suited.
That's the great thing about this format is you're going to see guys getting it in pretty light.
Yeah.
And nobody really gets too butthurt about it. You know what I mean? Because that's what we're here for this format. We're all about let's play. Let's gamble. You know what I mean?
And yeah, this particular group of guys, they're all very familiar with each other and play this game every Friday at 4 o'clock. And so only some of them hate other of them.
It couldn't have been spoken any better. They just, you know, some guy. Yeah, you're right. The nit factor I think is reduced when you sit at this table because you can't be a nit and play this game. You just can't. You can't sit around and wait for hands because you're gonna get chewed up. The blinds are, you know, the too big for the stack that you have, and so you got to play. You can't sit around and wait.
So Alex I think he's going to limp here. He's been doing a good amount of limping already with the 3-4 of spades. I don't want to get too technical here, but that's probably a fold at this depth. But John right behind him.
Pumps it up with 6-5 suited. I love it.
Yeah.
John, he's a player. He loves it.
Yeah.
Bob with another playable hand. Comes in for a call. Folds around to Alex with his 3-4. He's going to make a call. I love it. 3 barely playable, limpable hands are in with a raise.
Yeah.
Looks like Bob got the best of this flop.
Ace Jack 8, 2 diamonds with 165 in the pot, but it checks around. Bob's now made a straight draw as well. I think he will get it in here. Bob was the one who was just stung with the King Queen and had to reload to 300. He's checked to Bob again, and
he takes it down.
Yeah, he bet 95, and that's going to win it.
The 3-4 and the 5-6 were, they had high hopes, and they were dashed when they had a bunch of overcards on that board. But that's kind of the way they play. We're going to play another bomb pot here in a second. We're at, I think they're doing $10 ante bomb pots, which is, reasonable for this format. So what these guys do. For anybody who is interested in coming and playing with us, any new members, mention that you heard us on the stream here. You get 3 free hours. Pretty cool deal. Get to try it out, and it doesn't cost you a bunch of money. And we do all sorts of games. We play Hold On, we play PLO. We have a Deuce to 7 games. We have a mixed games. We got all sorts of stuff going on over here. It's a great room. It's a really great room.
Great people. All right.
We're playing PLO double board bomb pots. Kilo is a little different than Hold'em, for those of y'all who aren't familiar. You're going to get 4 cards instead of 2. Trips some people up. They see those 4 cards, they're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
What's going on over here?
Yeah. I see the 40 cards on the screen right now, and I'm like, ah! But yeah, the bomb pot, you everybody antes, and then you go straight to a flop, straight to 2 flops, actually. And then, yeah, like running it twice, as we mentioned earlier, each board is for half the pot. And
so we're at the turn. John has got what we call a stranglehold on this hand. I think he took it down with a bet. And that's, you know what? I love that about this particular game.
Yeah, full house on the bottom, and I believe a flush on top.
7 high flush. With the only flush. And the great thing about bomb pots, for anybody who participates in them, you see this particular scenario happen quite often. It'll check around, one guy bets, and everybody will fold, and he'll take it down. Or you'll see bet, pot, all in, blah, blah, blah. You just see it go crazy. So, and John, like I said, had a stranglehold. He had just a really, really massive hand for those 2 boards, and he took it down.
When I play bomb pots, it checks around, and then I'm like, oh, I probably have the best hand. Let me pot it here. And then it goes repot, pot, and I'm like, oh.
And then, and then you make a sad face, and you let it go, and you realize you had bupkis.
All right, 9-8 for Victor here versus Ace-4 from Bob, who raised in the cutoff. We're going to see a flop Queen 10 deuce. Misses both. Will Bob continue? Is Victor's going to call him with a bottom gutter.
Uh-oh, Bob made a pair. His hand gets a little better.
I'll probably check. Yeah. Oh, and now he's got trips. Victor is making the face of a man who's given up.
I think he realizes 9 high is not going to be good here. And Bob takes it down. Pretty uneventful hand. These guys are they're just now feeling at the table, seeing who's doing what, and the fireworks they're getting prepped. They're definitely getting prepped. And well, I think we have another player coming in here in a few. We do have one seat open.
You can get at us in the chat. I believe I recognize this character from previous broadcast. Chief and Doobies. We know Chief and Doobies. He says, hello from Djibouti. Hello.
Chief and Doobies, all right? All right.
Good luck, sir.
Thanks for joining the chat. Thanks for watching the stream.
Okay, we got a big one going on here now. I was Chief and Doobies while...
We got an all-in from the professor. We got a call from John. I think they're going to run it twice. Ace High is in the lead on that flop. And it's going to take that first board. We're going to our second board. And wow. Makes the nut diamonds. Looks like John's going to scoop.
John's living the good life. All right.
It's just good, clean living.
Yeah.
And John's a good dude.
Got ace, queen of diamonds.
Takes his mama to church.
Says, let's party.
He's just a good dude. He, also, he did, for anybody paying attention, get it in with the best hand. Not that always matters.
Oh, right.
But, yeah, he takes down a pretty sizable, pretty good pot. Professor's going to reload. He's not giving up. That's for sure. John, Shabuzi, Adam, Bob, Professor, Victor, and Alex. Nobody really running over anybody else. Stacks are still pretty minimal, but that's this game will get big quick in the blink of an eye.
I understand Adam, who's under the gun here with Jack 9 offsuit, started this game at Red Star. We have not seen him enter the fray yet.
Got a suited king 5 on Bob. He comes in for a raise. Professor looks like it calls Victor jams with the ace 9 off. I like it. I like the jam with the ace 9 off.
Yeah, at this depth, for sure. He's only got 200, so.
Folds around to Professor with the 9-8.
And he's gonna call.
He's gonna get the bad news.
9-8.
Chances are they're gonna run it twice again. But yeah.
When you call with 9-8 offsuit, do you often encounter good news? I guess sometimes they have pocket 6s.
Oh, 9-8
And
gets there. Oh, incredible.
Makes the straight.
Oh, they ran it once.
Oh,
also.
yeah, one
They
time.
only ran it once. Rivers a 10 high straight takes down a pretty good pot, and Victor's digging in his pocket, getting a reload. Another great thing about this game, you get to see ace 9 versus 9-8 off. Get it in pre. You know. For those of you who are new to poker, those aren't good hands.
No.
But you know, these guys are here to gamble. They're having a great time.
Yeah. And as the stacks get deeper, I would assume, Clem, I haven't played this game, but that the play might become a little more typical.
A little is a very good word. What happens is you got guys who build up their stacks, obviously, and then some guys who don't. And anytime you play poker and you got guys who are battling against big stacks who can't add on to match the big stacks like you could in a lot of games, it creates an environment for a lot of gambling.
Yeah. Victor now with the ace-queen off, likely to have the best of it. He's made it 30. John is going to raise him. John has been running really well so far. He's got ace-9 of diamonds. We're going to get this in.
Great hand on the button. And Victor jams, John calls. And it's maybe run it once, it looks like.
And Victor will double the first hand after a rebuy. That always feels good.
It does. It feels real good.
And you have to reload, and you're like, ugh, stuck. And then you double the first hand.
You got some fighting chips. Yeah, they started playing this format here a few months ago. And at first, people were a little apprehensive because it's new and it's a little,
When I first
crazy.
heard it, 5-10 with a 300 max buy-in, I said, why?
Yeah.
But as I sort of thought about it more and about sort of what it turns the game into, I was like, oh, okay, that is fun.
Some people suggest, you run it capped for a set amount of time and then you uncap it, which is fun too. Unfortunately, that really leans better for advantage players.
Yeah.
So people put that in perspective. John's going to jam with the with the king jack off. Adam is going to call him with the king jack suited. Slight favorite for Adam. Chances are we'll probably get Adam always runs it once. We got a red flop, advantage John, and
yeah, it's a check.
it's a check.
That's a 7.
Oh, John played it blind. I love it. He played it
Oh,
blind.
he doesn't know yet. We know.
We know, but he doesn't know. Oh,
This should be good. This should be good.
And he checked. Oh, yeah, I love that about John. He gets in these moods where he's just like, you know what, guys, we're gonna play for it all, and I don't have a clue what I got, and we're all gonna find out together. And yeah, he's a character.
Those are good guys to have in the game.
Yeah, he makes it fun. He definitely makes it fun. Victor's under the gun on this hand. Out of everybody at the table, Victor, in my opinion, is going to be probably the most splashy, other than John. Only because now he's 2 bullets deep.
Right.
And he doesn't like being stuck. No, and most people, they get stuck and they handle it.
Right.
They figure out ways to combat it. Victor, I know he's gonna be splashy, and I don't blame him. This is a good table to get splashy on.
This should be an interesting one here because Alex just limped with Queen 9 of spades. Shabuzi has got 40, has made it 45 with Ace Jack. Now Bob has a good hand. He has Queen Jack suited. This will get in, I guess. Yeah.
Bob jams.
Yeah.
Shabuzi is contemplating.
He's not gonna fold.
Jack 4 again? Jack 3. Oh, okay.
And again, Bob is gonna.
Jack 1.
Shabuzi's got it in real good here though, and they're running it. Nope, one time and he flopped top pair. That's,
Max Payne.
That's gonna win. Double up for Shabuzi.
Here's our new player. Got somebody coming in to C3. I believe it's another John. And I love this John. This guy is so much fun. He's a really good guy. He comes in. He likes to play, win or lose. Doesn't matter. He's always got a great attitude. Great for the game.
Yeah. On many occasion, John has gone next door and bought me a margarita. So
That's the kind of guy. That's the kind of guy John is. You know, he's
would
like, hey, you want a
never-
margarita? I'll get you a margarita. You want a margarita? I'll get you. No problem.
I would never say anything but great things about John.
Don't have a cross word to say about him. Looks like Bob's going to top off. And it also looks like we're going to play another bomb pot.
First time, sir.
PLO double board bomb pot.
Yeah, I just signed something, at least.
The favorite amongst card rooms here in Texas. Have you ever played any other kind of bomb pots? Sometimes they'll play a hold'em bomb pot.
When I first started playing them, I remember that there were hold'em bomb pots, and I think in theory, isn't the dealer allowed to choose? But now, if you were to choose a hold'em bomb pot, like
You get shamed.
Yeah,
you get
things
shamed
would
and
get
flogged.
would get serious. for
Yeah,
you.
they would. They would shame you out of the room, and they'd make you wear, like the kilt of shame or something. I don't know what that would happen, but yeah, everybody, pretty much nowadays, especially here and in Austin, as far as I know, it's all PLO.
Right.
Yeah, it's all PLO. Very rarely do you find anyone who wants to play anything other. So that's what you're gonna find.
I played a 5-card PLO bomb pot only game at the World Series this summer. That's an experience.
Yeah. All right. So Professor leads. Looks like he made Trip Kings on one board. Action is on our new John.
Does it say John DeGeneres? John DeGeneres is going to get in here.
John
He
made
does have a set.
Yeah, he made a set of 6s on that top board. Folding around. Back to Bob. Bob's got a doozy. Heads up. Chances are gonna chop. Unless something crazy happens. Yeah. Don't see any other outcome now. Neither player can improve on the board they're not playing.
Must be a 6 dead, because a 6 would have, unless does the the professor is full on the
Yeah, he
bottom
filled up
board.
on
I
the turn.
see,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
And
It's too many cards.
way too many cards. Oh, he made quads. He ended up making quads. Looks like it's a chop. Which is standard for this game. Usually you don't. Other than that hand that John was in, where you had the boat and the flush, you normally get one player has a significant amount of equity on one board, and another one has the equity on the other board. Unless you're playing, and you have second. Everybody else has top. What are you gonna do?
Well, yeah, and that's why sometimes when you have such a strong hand there, you on one board, you want to keep others in so that we're not just chopping up
You want to get some dead money.
each other's. Yeah.
You want to
Let's get a third sucker in there.
Exactly.
5-10 blinds.
Trying to see if I'm playing you this week, but I don't think I'm playing you this week.
Pretty sure you're playing me this week.
Am I playing you this week? I'm on a one-game winning streak.
Actions on Alex.
Cash, right?
He's been, like you said, pretty limpy so far. Not really
Fold,
very active. He's been trying to see cheap flops, which I don't blame him. You know, folds around to Bob. Bob's gonna pump it up. Professor makes the call. Actions on John.
Lagging on the graphics here for a second, but
Victor, give it to him.
It's like mystery poker. We don't know what anybody has. John's gonna come along for 30. Alex is gonna jam.
the limp jam. Here we go.
Bob lets it go. Professor lets it go. Over to John. And John lets it go. Alex is going to take it down.
And we'll never know.
We'll never know.
I'm going to assume that's a 7 deuce offsuit. All right? Just making a move.
And he's got a tight image, so maybe maybe he used his image. Who knows?
Could be right.
Chances are he had a good hand. That's my vote. If I had a vote. So how about them Cowboys?
I mean, yeah, big win on Thursday Night Football
Against the Giants of New York. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I kind of have a rule trying not to judge NFL teams in September, but so far I've been
Please
like,
judge. Please judge away.
Eey.
They look pretty bad in my opinion, but I didn't watch the whole game. But the parts that I did watch, I was like pretty stunned. All right, we're folding around to Bob. Bob makes a raise. Victor comes along. We're heads up to this flop. Well, nobody got anything, but I think Victor's going to like his hand here. I think he's going to make a bet. Nope, he checks his to Bob. Bob does a C bet. Let's see where he's at. Gets a call. Going to the turn. Bob makes a pair. This is a very interesting hand. Both players probably think that they have the best hand. I take that back. Victor doesn't think he has the best hand, but I think he has the best draw.
Draw, yeah. And Bob's bet 70 into 105 here. And this is a tough decision for Victor because the pot odds are not exactly correct.
And he may be drawing dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Paired board,
Yeah.
kids. Be careful with the flush draw.
Yeah.
With your 5 high flush draws as well.
I think the bet that Bob made was the exact amount. Yeah, it was a perfect amount to where it did not make sense for Victor to chase his flush.
Yeah.
So, good bet, Bob. Good bet. I like Bob, for those of y'all who are new to Bob. Bob's a good player. He's got a great sense of the game.
Yeah.
And he makes not delayed plays, but he takes his time.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Sometimes you play the game and there's guys, everybody's really fast, because I hate to say it, but it's an online world, and so a lot of these guys learn from online play, and so they act very quickly. Well, this is live play.
I like that.
Play, and some players take the time.
Bob takes his time.
Bob likes to take his time.
All right. Clem, which players don't you like? Could I pick out any of these guys in particular?
Guys, you know what? I love all these guys.
Oh, okay.
These guys are all very good stand-up guys, and but all different in their play. All different. Some are splashy, some are nitty, some are good, some are really good.
This is an interesting one here. Bottom 2 for Victor. Alex has flopped the nuts. He's got a straight.
So Alex is playing what we call the Red Star nuts. 6-4 off. It's basically considered better than aces pre-flop, and you can see why. He got a pretty reasonable part of that hand. He made a bet.
Yeah, bet 25 was called by Jack High, and now Victor's going to check raise, and
Alex just straight jams.
obviously,
I went 0-2. I got a win last week.
And
Victor's
Victor,
gonna not love it. Alex says you want to run it twice.
Yeah. And this week I probably won't win. I need a miracle.
Victor does not get there on the first board. Says
Oh, wow.
they did not run it twice. So Alex is going to double.
pretty good pot. Pretty good pot for.
Clem, do you know the lore of the Red Star Nuts? How did that become? How did 6-4 become the Red Star Nuts?
The lore behind 6-4, and I'm totally making this up for the record. Somebody made a big hand and won, and then somebody or multiple times in a session.
Oh,
Somebody
okay.
made the nuts with, or won big pots with 6-4 off, and then it was declared. I don't know who it was, and they probably don't know who they are either. But it has since been deemed worthy, the Red Star Nuts.
Okay.
It's kind of like, if you ever go to Oklahoma
Yeah.
and you go to Choctaw, they have a hand. It's called the Choctaw Nuts. Jack Deuce off is considered Choctaw Nuts for anybody who's not familiar with that. Yeah, so it's a terrible hand. But apparently it won a tournament or something. I don't know. Again, I don't know the lore behind it, but it takes what it takes.
We're going to make a little after.
No, but like I'm saying, like exactly like that. So you would have got
Nice.
25.
That's cool.
So I just need to do it again.
Shabuzi comes in for a limp. Bob raises it up, goes to 40. Action's over to John.
How much?
Victor raises. Looks like he might have put all his chips in the middle with the king 10 off. He did. Action's on Alex. Alex is in the tank. Jack 9 suited. I like that hand. I like Jack 9 because it's got a lot of playability, but not one of those kind of hands you want to put
Yeah.
a bunch of metal in the middle. Not in my opinion.
The playability would be post flop,
Right.
and it's not gonna work when Victor's all in.
You're not beating much, Spring.
Yeah.
You're not beating much. Shabuzi with the queen 10. He's going to let his go. He's going to let that 10 just go in back, go into the middle. Bob lets his go. John with the 6-3.
175 you were 6-4. Or 6-4.
And since they know what I have,
And he's in bad shape.
Victor doubles up.
Spikes a king right on the flop. Pretty much John's drawn dead.
Yeah.
Doubles Victor up, and he's reloading. That's the way this game goes.
That's
Yeah.
twice now for Victor, who right after getting stung real good, doubled up the next hand. It's fun.
Seems like he'll be on track for at least, 5-6 bullets into this game if he keeps that up.
I know, but it was real close to what we were sitting.
Our friend John DeGeneres, he's reloading here, right?
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
John is here to play. Both Johns are here to play. Everybody at this table is here to play. I doubt I'll see anybody leave while there's still a game going. And it's because, a lot of these, they love the action. They
Yeah.
love the action that this game brings. And, win, lose, or draw, you're looking at a $300 loss each time you play a hand. Not a big loss for these guys. And so that's, and they come here and they know that. We got a straddle here from Adam.
Oh.
$20 to play. Action's over to Bob. Let's get go. See, he looks down at the computer hand, says, not this time.
Uh-oh. The professor has aces
Makes a raise.
with the straddle on.
Paquito Raquitos. Folds on over to Adam with the 9-5.
There you
and
go, no action.
No, nothing. Yeah.
You look down at aces, particularly when there's a straddle on. You're so excited. You're like, oh, yes. Thank you, Jesus. It's finally happening.
And he made $25.
And then, you win some blinds. You're like, that was great.
Yeah.
That was
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yeah, he's got a pretty good stack there. I don't know. You should raise, obviously, with that hand, but sometimes, you can get a little crazy. A little crazy
Just
with that.
limp with the aces, you're saying?
Or make a little brace, not a big raise.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Bob comes in for a raise with 10-8 of hearts. Over to John. John's coming along. He loves the 7-3. Suited.
Would never fold that. Would never. Oh.
Got a jam from John.
Is this a
on
blind
the
jam?
button with the John. For those of y'all who don't know John,
I don't know that one.
he has a hand that is named after him, the Jack 10. That's
Okay.
the John.
So we assume he has looked at this hand. He is not jamming blind here.
Highly unlikely. Shabuzi's coming along.
Shabuzi's.
Shabuzi with the Red Star Nuts.
Is the game on, Dustin? Okay.
Oh, the game is on. Okay.
We're playing. There's a bounty on the Red Star Nuts if you win a hand with 6-4. I don't know the amount.
25 bucks a head.
per man.
Love it. John gets out of the way. So it's the John versus the Red Star Nuts. We're probably going once.
We're good.
Uh-oh. Oh, he makes a 10. All right. Yeah, went once. John takes it down with the John. Everybody's safe. Nobody has to pay the bounty. I like it when if you play with the bounty hand and you lose, you pay everybody 25 bucks. That should be like a double whammy. You lose the pot and you have to pay everybody the bounty.
Oh, you pay? Well, yeah, you would have to show then. I would never show.
Sure,
I would throw the cards in the muck, or I would eat them before you would have the chance to see.
Yeah, touche. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Wow. John's got some more chips in front of him. He may be a little more splashy now.
Stack's still pretty modest for these stakes. We're playing 5-10 no limit hold'em, $100 to $300 buy-in, and so far we've basically seen a couple of doubles, but not much more than that.
Shabuzi makes a raise on the button. Bob comes along with the queen jack off, going to the flop. 9-9-8. Nobody hits anything. Bob's still ahead with the queen jack. Checks around. Shabuzi's got a gut shot. And he whiffed. I think it's going to go check. I think Bob's going to take it down. Oh, Shabuzi. Shabuzi fires at it. Bob might smell a rat, though. No, not with the queen high. Thinks he lets it go? He might let it go.
He loses to a lot of bluffs. Is the problem.
Very true. Again, Bob's a good player, man.
All right.
He
he's
a thinker. He's a thinker right now. What happened? What just happened right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
He smelled a rat. Yeah.
Excellent play,
Yeah.
Bob. Good call, Clem. He said you checked all these streets.
Yeah. But you're right. He could have been bluffing with
you
the
said king high.
Yeah, you could be bluffing with king high, and then what are you gonna do then? Well, that's a great. Bob just, he's a savvy guy, savvy player, and he's not his first time. Oh, we're playing a bomb pot again. PLO double board bomb pot. We're missing one player. I think maybe. One thing about
like
Victor,
Victor's
I love Victor. I've known Victor for a very long time. He's a smoker though, so he'll be away from the table for little
few minutes.
spurts here and there, and you're just like, where the hell Victor go? Yeah, and he's out there puffing away, and another bomb pod here. Are you a fan of the bomb pod?
I love the bomb pod, even though it has stung me from time
Put
to
you
time.
in the poorhouse.
Yeah,
time from time.
I was playing at Red Star one time with a man who was his first time here, and he sat them out because he said, I don't know how to play bomb pots. And I was like, oh, I wish I didn't know how to play. I'd have $20,000 more dollars.
Yeah, they can definitely get you in a lot of trouble.
But they're tons of fun. All right, you like action,
They are. They are definitely action.
and
Okay, so Professor led, got 2 callers, and we're going to a turn. So we're 3 players to this turn, and it looks like John made a hand on the bottom. He made Broadway, and Professor filled up on the top board with 9 tray, making 9s full. John goes all in. Okay, so Professor made a bet. John goes all in for less. Alex is putting in a call.
Alex has top 2 on the bottom.
Alex got 3 pair on the bottom. He got ace, king, deuce, but he's only got 1 pair on the top, so he's in pretty rough shape.
Yeah.
Pretty rough shape. But he's got a side pot between himself and Professor, and he might.
I think they will chop the side.
They're definitely
pot,
looking
yes.
like they're going to chop the side.
And then
Yeah, so Professor and John are going to chop the middle. Yeah. He made trips on the top. He really needed that deuce of diamonds on the bottom board, because if he put the deuce of diamonds on the bottom board, he makes deuces full of aces, and he would have got half of the middle instead of John. But not the way it came down. So John's gonna make some money. Professor's gonna win half. Good little pot, and Alex is sucking hind tit, as they say.
how does that expression work? What does that mean?
It's a great expression. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong,
I don't know the answer.
the it's a farm expression.
Oh.
So the hind tit on a teat, should I say? Excuse me, hind
Right.
teat on an animal is usually the one that the runt gets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's usually one of the smaller ones, probably doesn't produce as much milk, so on and so forth. So if you're sucking hind tit, it means you're not getting what you should be getting. Right?
Right,
Yeah.
right,
You're getting something, but
That's smart.
it's I don't know where I got that from. I'm from Texas, by the way. I don't know
Yeah.
if anybody recognized that.
I thought it was sucking high and tit, and I was like,
Oh.
what's the high? I get down with that second part, but I don't know about. All right, we had a $20 straddle on this one. I believe John raised it to 50, 6-3 suited. Shabuzi's all in. Shabuzi's been on a bit of a roller coaster. And now John, he's not going to give up. He calls. And needs a 6 or a 3. He got the 6 on the river.
Oh, yeah, it takes it down. The great thing about Yoni, or excuse me, not Yoni, Shabuzi,
Yeah.
he's not happy with the outcome of this hand. I'll just say it like that. He's not happy about that. But he knows in the back of his mind, he wants that call.
Oh, of course.
100 times out of 100 times.
Of course.
He's got the 6-3 pretty much in a headlock, except for that hand. But yeah.
I don't know if John subscribes to this theory, but I always feel bad when I put a bad beat or I suck out on somebody who's sitting right next to me. I'm like, I would rather you be over there.
Awkward. Yeah, a little awkward. You're
Now
like,
we got to hang out
"Sorry,
together.
Sorry, buddy. Can I buy you a beer or something?
I normally tell myself.
Yeah, everybody's pretty friendly, but yeah, when you participate in a pretty large suck out as that one, you can make some feelings happen.
All right, Alex is limped here with King 10 suited, a pretty hand. but in early position, did not put in a raise. The professor in the small blind's going to call. We're going to have a limp pot, I believe. Unless, nope. John has raised out of the big blind.
One day at 3 in the morning, I see him there.
Ace deuce off.
He made it 50. Alex is called with the king 10 suited. Heads up to a flop.
Oh, nice flop for Alex.
John's going to continue with ace high.
Minimum 4 days.
He's telling a story.
Alex is scoping out his stack. John has got, is correct? He's got 275 behind. Oh, he's got some black chips there. I see.
Alex makes the call. We're going to the turn. What a turn. Let's see if John's going to continue with this story. I think he might put the brakes on right here. He's not dead, as you can see.
He's got a Broadway gutter.
I think he's going to shut it down.
He's thinking.
Yeah, he's shut
Going
it
to
down.
check.
Alex can't check.
He's going to go all in.
His hand got better.
Hey,
I think John's going to go ahead and let this one go. He tried to represent something, and ran into Alex, who, you know, if anybody's been paying attention, Alex has been playing pretty snug.
yeah.
You
And,
know,
you know,
yeah.
limped early on. There's 2 big cards out there. He doesn't have to have any of those. But he's going to take down that pot.
I could see in John's eyes he wanted to make a play at that pot, but it would have been for naught. And, you know, he made the right decision. He let it go. So he lives to fight another day.
Everything told me king queen right there.
Victor is back at the table. Look at that.
Hello,
hey,
Victor.
Welcome back, Victor.
Just in time for the big blind.
Just in time.
Alex
for the
has
big one.
7-4 of diamonds. Oh, he folded. I was like, this is a limp for sure from him.
John raising it up with the queen 9. I like queen 9. It's a good hand. Especially
Connected suited cards. Let's go.
Lucy comes along with the queen 10. John's going to come along. Victor's going to come along. Bunch of Broadway cards between all 4 of these players.
Let's get a high flop. See what's.
Okay, so Shabuzi gets the best out of everybody with the top pair queen kicker. Chances are he'll put in a bit, and he does. Oh, wait a minute. He jammed.
Yeah, I mean, he did. I think he only reloaded for 200. And the pot was basically, what was it, 4 ways at 35 there. So it was just a little bit of an overbet.
Yeah, basically a pot size bet. No, but you know, fortunately for him, nobody had anything, or unfortunately for him, nobody had anything. So he'll take that one down. Good pot for him. Almost a double up.
Yeah, so I was like, wait, I got this. No, you don't know.
Not too much action out of Adam so far.
Yeah.
He's been pretty quiet.
Who Adam is typically pretty splashy in the games.
And he,
Folds ace-3 offsuit there.
Professor picks up jacks again. Good for him. Good hand. He makes a raise. Folds around.
Raise 100. Fold.
And looks like he's going to take it down.
Oh.
Yeah, shows the jack. Letting the boys know. Let them
Yeah,
know. Hey,
yeah.
I'm not messing around, guys. I'm not in here just making raises all willy-nilly like.
Again, new members who come to Red Star Social, tell them you heard about it on the live stream. You get 3 free hours to play poker at Red Star Social. Burn it in 183 in Austin, Texas. Every Friday, 4 o'clock, we play the 5-10 no limit hold'em with a $100 to $300 buy-in. Very unique format. That's what you're watching right now.
Don't need no solvers, please.
All right, our guy John has got King 9 suited. He likes this hand. He's going to make it 40.
This is a perfect hand to run solvers.
And
40 fold.
other John, it's a John on John war.
Call. Heads up.
A 10 deuce deuce flop.
All in.
I thought it was only 2 hours.
No, I have two.
Okay.
Oh, he's not on. Sorry, you're on the
John wins the pot.
fold.
Yeah, no one's permitted to say it.
Pretty standard, you know. The aggressor makes a C bet, takes it down. We're going to have a straddle on this end. Adam will straddle. The one thing about Adam, he will straddle a pot. I
Oh.
do like that about Adam.
Of course.
It doesn't matter, you know, what his stack size is, winning, losing, he's going to straddle. He likes having the straddle out there. He likes the action. He likes to pump it up a little bit.
Yeah, let's get some more money in the
Let's get
pot
some
pre-flop.
more money in the middle, yeah. And
Fold.
I believe we still have the
John.
Yeah.
Red Star Nut game going on, meaning if, for those of y'all who are
20.
familiar with the Red Star Nuts is 6-4 off. If a player picks up 6-4 off, takes down the pot, everybody owes them a quarter, $25 chip.
Now.
So should be pretty interesting. Shabuzi.
We got a big one here because, yeah, John had the king queen offsuit. He loves that hand.
Oh, it's a great hand.
And Shabuzi is going to jam. John's going to get it in very bad. And they have been running it once, yes.
Max Payne.
Oh, no. Needs a jack.
Ace high, takes it down. Shabuzi with the double. He needed it.
Well,
He
yeah,
definitely needed it.
and John had just busted him up earlier with the 6-3 suited. So, yeah, a little bit of revenge here for Shabuzi.
These guys are having a good time. They, you know, they're here to splash around a little bit, and that's the big reason for this format. These guys, you can't get stung too bad,
Right.
you know, and you know, you can have a little fun. Play hands you normally wouldn't play. You know, get a little splashy here and there, whatever it is you want to do.
And there's an inner circle. It's like
And
a
it makes for a
big
good
donut.
game. I've seen this game get very big.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
I've seen the stacks get pretty big and pretty ginormous, and so I know what the potential is for this game. Right now, it's still pretty tame.
Yeah, this is my first experience. I was kind of expecting that to be the case, but it's still early, so we'll see. And it's kind of just which way the flips go, right? Like it could just, by chance, wind up that everybody kind of hovers around this $600, $700 stack level for a while.
Check.
All right, so it looks like Victor got the good piece of this, but Adam's got the best draw. 4 doesn't help either player.
Adam ahead, though.
Good, man.
Victor's
Excuse
got
me,
a pair. yeah.
Victor ahead.
Victor's-
Adam,
He's 26 weeks old. He's 70 pounds.
is he going to put it in? Oh,
Let's it go. You with 2 overs and a nut flush draw.
just
I
gives up.
mean,
Adam
I don't know.
playing very disciplined.
Yeah, he really is. He really is. A lot of times in this game, not today, they'll have a player or two who's really feeding the game.
Yeah. Do I need to go out there? Is that
You
what
may
you're saying?
you may need to go out there and participate. There is a seat, by the way, but a lot of times they'll have a player who's feeding the game, and so it you know, makes it to where the action gets that much more juicy.
Right.
Not so much today. I think we got a bunch of you know, just guys playing poker.
It's not too late for those of you watching on YouTube to come down and feed the game. Okay?
Yeah.
Nourish the game.
Pony keg over there.
All right, it's bomb pot time. PLO double board bomb pot. Fun for everybody.
Jack of hearts, 6 of hearts.
So,
All right, here we
interesting flops here.
Check,
go. Waterfall of graphics
60,
coming at me.
call.
So it looks like we've got a
Vic-
bet.
Victor is flopped the nuts on the top board. He's got ace king of hearts. Does
He looks like he led the charge.
yeah.
Alex came along.
And Adam has called because he's got a pair of aces and I guess a runner flush draw. Oh, he's got top. Excuse me. Adam has a set on the bottom board. I know what I'm talking about.
Bob stuck it in.
He's got a worse flush.
And he's got diamond draw on the bottom board with a pair. John's getting out of the way. Adam sticks it in. So we're 3 ways, all in, on the flop. One player with a nut flush. One player with a diamond draw. And one player with a set.
Can anybody scoop here? I don't think so.
Victor can
Victor.
scoop. He would have to. He could hit
Make a
a queen. He could hit a queen on that bottom board, a non-diamond queen.
And then some crazy things could happen on that.
He turns a club. That's really good for
4 of hearts,
Adam. It looks like Adam's hand's gonna hold up.
3 of spades. Outside check,
Yeah.
straight flush.
I think Bob's gonna get scooped.
Did Bob make a straight flush?
Bob made a straight flush. He certainly did.
I was like, how?
He hit the 1 outer straight flush on the top board, and Adam's trip 10s on the bottom will hold up for the bottom board. Wow,
Bomb pots, ladies and gentlemen.
that's pretty bad for Victor. Luckily, he had them both covered, so he doesn't go to the felt. But that's got to sting a little bit.
Yeah.
You flop
the nuts.
You flop the nuts.
And the board mostly runs out fine. You
1 outer.
think you made it.
Pretty for the poker players out there. Pretty sick. Pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, tip that dealer again, Bob. Gave me the 1 outer. And what the crazy part is that he was free rolling both of them on the turn on the bottom board because he not only had a diamond draw, he also had a straight draw. So he was free rolling Adam's set of 10s. But yeah, he had the top board obviously locked up with straight flush. Crazy game they played, boys. Crazy game. So we're back to Hold'em. Folds around to John. John coming up with a raise with the ace-9. I like that hand.
Yeah.
It's a good hand.
For somebody who plays as many hands as John as well, it can be a dangerous hand. However, he's in trouble as Shabuzi has ace-jack. And he 3-bets it, but small. John raised it to 40. He just 3-bets it to 100.
Well, they're going to a flop.
John calls.
Call. Heads up.
I check.
Check start.
Good flop for Shabuzi. John already checked. Shabuzi jams.
Now, John kind of has a decision here. I mean, you have to think about what your opponent is going to 3-bet you with, but no, he's going to lay it down.
Good lay down. Very good lay down, John. A lot of players would have been like, well, he may have like a middle pair, like 6s or 7s, 5s, something like that.
Yeah.
And I got 2 overs. Blah, blah, blah.
8-4-4 should not be hitting him.
Right.
Why is he jamming like this?
John didn't like it. He got away. Good for John. Very good. So much so, he decides to put the straddle on. I like it. I like it a lot. Are we getting a new player? I think we're getting a new player. Oh, Mr. Apple. Apple's joining the game. He'll be with us over there in seat 7. Great addition to this game. For those of y'all who play poker in the Austin area and you know of Apple, you know how great an addition he is to this game. This format especially. Apple is here to, as he folds, Apple is here. He is here to gamble. That is for sure. I love that guy. He's a great dude, and he loves to gamble. Folds around to Bob. Bob's got a decent little hand, a little ace-6. Got a $20 live straddle on from, what's his name? John DeGeneres. John DeGeneres.
Yeah.
Bob pumps it up.
This is basically it looks like a jam size bet. It is very large.
He's letting him know I'm not folding.
Yeah, he made it 300 from the small blind. That's probably the right. I hate raising from the small blind. You're going to be out of position, and
when you're against two random hands like the big blind and the straddle though with an ace, you got to feel like, okay, let's just get it in.
But yeah, if you just jam it, it's like I'm not going to be outplayed after the flop.
So we got a full table now. I love it. These guys, like I said, these guys will play all night, and again, we'll see the stacks grow, and then the play will get a little different. But right now, it's definitely we're still small to medium size stacks. 30 in some cases less, 20 to 60 big blinds, which is a small amount for cash game poker. All right, looks like Apple's going to play his 7-5 off. Good playable hand.
Yeah, I'm not sure about as the professor gets in there with 9-4 offsuit from the small blind. But John's got a real hand in the big blind. He's going to raise. He made it 35. I'm like a little bigger in this case, John.
Apple 35.
But Apple says, yep, I'm in. Did the 9-4 call as well? Let's party.
3 to the flop. Whammy.
John has flopped top pair and an open-ender. He's going to get it in. Apple can't call, but do you call with a pair of 9s here? Bottom pair. Mr. DeGeneres could do this with so many hands. I think he's going to call, Clint.
Oh, I don't think $5 says he folds. So I don't. Yeah, I think he was right there, right there on the line. He was like, I think he was thinking the same thing you're thinking. This guy could have anything.
Ace king.
He can have anything right there. Yeah. But he decided, you know what, live to fight another day. All right, everybody's at the table. When you got this many guys, there's always a guy missing, going to smoke or in the bathroom or on the phone or something like that. Everybody's at the table. I really like that. I really like when everybody's at the table. And here we go. Apple coming in for the raise. Good hand. He's got a queen jack suited. I really like that hand.
I believe it's made it 50. And we'll get action from queen 10 offsuit from John. Victor, jack 10 offsuit.
Looks like he stuck it in. Looks like he stuck it in. Apple stuck it in. John might stuck it in. John might say, screw it, let's party. And everybody's going to get the bad news when they see Apple's hand. He's got him in a stranglehold.
Yeah, has both players dominated here.
Yeah, they're both in pretty bad shape. They need a 10, really. They need a 10.
Victor has indicated they're running at one time.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Oh, Apple.
That's a royal flush.
Holy macaroni. So for those of y'all who know poker, this is what was called the Uber Nuts. You can't do anything better. Best hand in poker. Here at Red Star, you make a royal, we give you 50 free hours. Now, if you flop it, you get 100. But he rivered it. He gets 50 free hours of play. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is he almost doubles what he put in the middle in at 3 hours as far as cash value is concerned.
Also,
Yeah.
guys, that means Apple is going to be here for 50 straight hours. So you got all weekend to come by and meet him.
Yes, Apple is definitely going to be playing here for a little while. Oh, he gets a bunch of free hours, so makes a royal.
That's awesome.
Good for him, man. You don't see those very often.
I've made one royal flush in Hold'em in my life. Did not make a lot of money.
I made one 2-card, and it was, we were all in pre, and it was like like a $45 pot.
Yeah.
You know, and I just said, oh, I made a royal. And the guy goes, hey, that's gonna win.
That's usually good. Usually good.
So I'm a dealer here, Rich. I have a story. I was dealing a game long ago at a different place, and I ended up dealing 2 royals in 20 minutes,
Wow.
back to back almost. And one of them, it was like there was a flop. Somebody bet, and they folded, and they were like, "Hey, you run it out." So I don't really count that one, but it's included in my story. And then the second one coming, everybody was like, "Holy crap!" And I said, "Do y'all know what the odds are of that happening?"
Yeah, it's impossible.
It's not calculable. Say that word real fast.
Calculable.
Yeah, you can't do the math on that.
I could have done it and tell you who couldn't do it. Now.
So yeah, it's pretty insane if something like that to happen. But hey, it happened. I was there. I saw it. Four ways to a flop. What's going on here? And we have,
I believe there's a straddle and a good amount of limps here. And John actually turned the worst hand. I guess Alex is in there. Into top pair, and he's going to win. Yeah, John's going to take the pot down.
I think we lost to John. Did we
Oh, no.
Did we lose to John?
Oh, we down.
I think he had enough fun,
Yeah.
and it was time to go to the bar. That's what John does.
John,
Yeah.
was on the wrong end of the royal flush we just saw there.
For anybody paying attention, he did flop the nuts. He flopped an ace-high straight, and unfortunately went runner royal on him, and it's hard to beat a royal.
Yeah. Apple, welcome to the game. Sits
Yeah, dude.
down, makes a royal flush. Now he's got ace king.
And he's got a big old stack of chips.
He just limps, and Shabuzi's made it $40 behind him.
He's got the red
Oh,
nines.
and he's going to jam it in. Apple. Is Apple going to break the game?
No, he's juicing the game up. That's what
Yeah.
Apple's
Oh,
doing. That's what Apple's doing.
So yeah, I presume we're just looking at a flip here, as the professor's going to have to fold pocket threes.
It looks like he's thinking about it.
He's going to dramatically fold the pocket threes.
I think the problem is he's got too many chips. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he had less chips, he could have got him in. John's going to let it go.
Apple says one time.
I like it. Max
We're
Payne.
going to flip for 1,400 here. And so far, it's looking good with the pocket nines.
Nines win.
How long has Apple been in the game? All right, he sat down, makes a royal. He's got a big stack. Now he's back down to $75. But Shabuzi now up to 1,400, and so you could see some of the dynamics of the game start to change as you get a couple of the stacks that get up there.
Yeah.
And everybody else is forced to, again, we're just playing $100 to $300 buy-ins on the 5-10 blinds.
How the tides turn. Love this game. You're right. I think Apple's been here for 4 hands, maybe 5. And he's went from tripled up to almost the felt in a matter of those 5 hands. Love this game. We play this game every Friday here at Red Star, 4 o'clock. It's a 5-10 Hold'em game, 100 min, 300 cap buy-in. It's a little strange for some folks, but trust us, it's a great game. Bob comes in for a raise with the ace-5 off. John jams it in. Snapped
All right,
by
so
Bob. Snapped.
The game is loosening up.
Yeah, significantly. The ace-5 is going to take it down.
One time ace high. It's going to win an $850 pot.
Yes, the game is definitely loosened up, boys. Come on down. Get on the list. You'll love it. It's a fun game. Oh, we do. Oh, you're right. We do have a seat open. Yeah. No waiting. Come on down. Yeah, we are on Poker Atlas here at Red Star. If you're not familiar with this app, you can get on there and you can see what games are running.
Get yourself on the list in advance. So
And it's nationwide. Actually, I think it's actually international.
wow.
So it's like, it works all over the place.
Does that make Red Star international? You guys
Yeah.
are part of an
Yeah,
international
we
network.
do. I mean, Apple, I don't know where he's from, but he's definitely not from around here. Victor, you might want to check his status.
I know that the community of players here at Red Star is very diverse. That's not exactly what I meant, but yeah. Let's go.
Alex might be a neighbor from south of the border there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Diego, I know he speaks multiple languages. I don't know where he hails from.
I think John's from Nigeria.
Oh, we're playing another
Bomb
bomb
pot.
pot. Love bomb pots.
Bomb pot.
Golly, I love them. You know who else loves them? Apple. Loves
Oh.
them.
Okay.
You gotta really. Yeah, okay. No, he doesn't. I thought he had a queen in his hand.
Pair of aces, but let's see what's going on here.
Checks around.
Yeah, you're good now.
I think we're going to a turn. We are.
Everybody kind of missed.
Checks through. Queen of hearts.
It looks like, according to these graphics, Victor and Bob are currently ahead. Bob,
Yeah, Victor's got a full house on the top, but not a great one.
but he's got a flush on the bottom.
Bet 50.
Alex is coming along.
Call.
Oh, okay. Bob. No, Bob folded a full house.
Fold. Fold. Heads up.
So according to the graphics, heads up, Victor has got a scooper if he can get the showdown.
100.
And yeah, he's bet $100. Alex is gonna fold.
Kind of interested what was going on with Alex's hand there. Alex with literally just a pair of eights and up and down. I see he had it up and down.
Sometimes
And-
you're like, hey, let me just peel one off here. All
Sure.
right,
Yeah, sure.
bomb pot, right?
Bomb pots, and correct me if I'm wrong, not a lot of bluffing going on. Not a lot of bluffing going on in bomb pots, especially when
I mean, it's just you can't because everybody's got 4 cards, and then there's 10 cards on the board.
almost
Somebody has something.
almost every card
It's-
in the deck is in play, especially on a full table. We're missing one player, but almost all the cards are in play.
Right. It's
So yeah, it's really tough for everybody to miss.
hard to get a bluff through.
Yeah, Very, very tough.
Apple, if you win with 6-4 and show it, everyone owes you $25.
There are 4 ways to this flop.
6-4.
Win with 6-4.
Looks like Alex has got the best of it with a suited ace-6. What a flop
4-4.
for Alex and Apple. Other than Adam, everybody got a piece of this. Apple leads, folds around to Alex. He makes the call. Decent card for Alex. Apple leads. Alex comes along. Oh, excuse me.
125. Call.
I believe, yeah, Apple got it all in.
That's what happened. Yeah, okay.
And
yeah.
Alex had to call because he had a pair and a flush draw.
Yeah.
But he missed.
King, 9.
And the Apple roller coaster continues.
Yeah, and like I said, Alex is a great addition to this game. He's exactly the type of player that this game is designed for.
Right.
You know, you can buy in small and get it in relatively, easily, and get a caller. That's what this game will give you.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like roulette. You pick a spot, you put it down, and hopefully you get somebody to pay you off. I'll give you some action, one way or the other. It's a fun game.
If you like action, Fridays, 4 o'clock. Play 5-10 no limit, $300 capped buy-in.
Yeah, call us up. We always have a list going for this game prior. We'll start a list for next Friday's game. Get yourself on the list. That way you can have a seat when we start. This is our first time streaming this game, so it won't necessarily be streamed every time we play it, but we do play it
Every Friday.
Yeah.
Apple raised this hand, 9-7 suited,
Check.
and is now going to continue for 50. But he's going to get check raised by the professor, and Apple is going to angrily throw his cards down.
Yeah, Apple. For those of y'all who don't know Apple's a character. He really is.
Yeah.
He's fun. He likes the game. He does some, kind of crazy stuff every once in a while, but he's really fun to play with.
I can't tell if he's crazy or a genius. Maybe both, because a second ago he limped ace-queen suited, and now I just watched him raise 9-7 suited. So
don't let that fool you. No,
I'm fooled. I'm currently being fooled.
He knows exactly what he's doing, and regardless of anybody else does, he's here for a good time, not for a long time. John with the raise with the pocket eights, folds around to the king deuce of Bob. Bob's in. Wants to see a flop. Heads up. Bad flop for both of them.
Yeah, ace 9-3. John's not going to love it, but John's going to bet anyway, he says. He's going to over-bet the pot.
Josh,
Third pair.
I don't know what John said, but I can guarantee it. He's just like, if you got it, you got it. I got another bullet in my pocket. Let's fuck it. Yeah, he's ready to play.
We have not seen the Red Star Nuts bounty come into play yet, I do not believe. If you win a pot with 6-4, everybody owes you $25.
I like that because it incentivizes even more for people to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shabuzi comes in with the raise with the 7-3. Excuse me, the call. Alex put in the raise with the ace-queen. So they're going heads up to a flop. And I like Shabuzi playing this hand. He's just like, maybe I can outplay him. Maybe if I miss, I can outplay him.
One little
you're not playing 7-3 to hit.
suited
you know?
connector.
And
Alex
bet
is
fold.
Yeah, flopped a Broadway gut shot and continued, and is going to take it down.
Yeah, I think Shabuzi had some plans for that hand, and they fell they fell
didn't
right on their face when Alex led on the flop. I don't think he was expecting that.
Plans.
You know, you play hands sometimes not to
Oh,
hit. You play
yeah.
hands to, you were hoping they don't hit.
Right.
And I think that was his plan.
All right, Alex is called now with King 9 suited. Apple has Jack 10 suited. He calls.
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, and he checks the 6-4.
They're good, huh? They're good. Yeah.
Bob with the king suited, king queen suited. That's a really good hand, especially from the button. And Bob knows that. Yeah, he's gonna pump it up
Excuse
for
me,
sure.
I said check. He just called.
There we go. This is gonna be a juicy hand. Professor picks up the jacks. He limps.
Again.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. I know what he's thinking. He's thinking somebody else is gonna pump it up, and he's gonna be able to get all his chips in.
Victor's thinking here with a pretty hand as well. Lots of good looking hands here. Ace 9 suited. He's gonna call. That means
Alex is coming along.
Alex definitely gonna call. Apple's not gonna fold.
Apple could jam right here. He could jam. Yeah,
he's
got
got
that.
he's got it loaded.
And Apple's got a decent hand. He's got a very decent hand.
A very pretty hand. I would call Apple, but you make royal flushes. I don't. So don't let me tell you how to play.
He doesn't know what to do. He wants to jam, I guarantee it. That's what's in his head. He wants to jam.
Negotiating going on. Yeah, he's gonna call. Now, what is the 6-4?
Oh, he's in. Oh, he's got the odds. Of course he's in. He's closing the action.
Well,
He's got the odds. He's definitely in. But
I was wondering if he'd be the one.
that would have been a great play.
get
He would have got
nuts here.
snapped off by, I think, he
Half
would've
the
got-
table.
Yeah. All right, so Bob flops a queen, so he's leading the charge right now. Checks around to Bob.
Check.
I believe he's going to come out with a bet. He's going to try to thin the field.
This will be an interesting decision for the professor because he's pretty deep as well, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a million players behind him. So Bob bet half pot here, and the professor should. I think he's gonna fold.
I think he has to fold. I think he knows exactly what he's thinking. Exactly what you're thinking. He's like, "There's 5 players behind me. The button who raised pre is led. He can't be good."
Yeah.
And he's just delaying the inevitable. Yeah, he knows he's no good. Victor knows he's no good. Alex
It's gonna.
gone.
Oh well, Apple does have a gut shot.
Sometimes that's all you need in this game. Like
Runner, diamonds.
Oh,
but nope, that's gonna take it down. I feel
pretty
like we
decent pot.
were this close. We were this close to fireworks, but still an interesting hand.
Okay, so we're about to witness now one of John's patented blind all-in hands.
Oh no.
And this happens on occasion with John. John will, I don't know if it's just he's bored or if
Once action.
he's a little tilted maybe.
That'll happen from time to time.
But he will have, this will start an avalanche for John. And it's so much fun to watch because
Yeah, he's in.
he gets called by obviously,
He's in for 330.
pretty big hands and just oh, I made a pair, I win, something like that,
So Bob's definitely gonna call him here. He's
Bob,
got ace
against
nine
a
of spades.
random blind hand, he knows he's ahead. Unfortunately, Yeah, he's gonna jam.
He's actually, yeah, he'll raise.
And he's gonna get everybody to fold.
And John's not in the worst shape.
No.
He made it to the end with a, or he made it in with, oh, and he's flopped a gut shot. He has missed.
Yeah.
He has not looked yet, so he does not know.
So he turns over the 10. He turns over the 6. He gets the bad news. Bob takes down a pretty good-sized pot. And John's going to reload. Now, here's the real question. John's going to be in the big one in this hand. Will he do it again?
Yeah.
You know, and again, you know, it's just there's no any kind of if, then, or but about it. Who knows how many times he'll do it? He may not do it again.
Right.
But he gets in these he gets in these little situations where he says, yeah, let's just party, guys. Y'all ready to party?
And this is kind of the dynamic you'll find in this game, where you'll see now some of the stacks are getting up there. Bob, just raked a big pot. He's up into the 4 figures, but you can only buy in for $300. So when you're playing against guys who have $2,000 and you can only have $300, it's time to gamble.
Yeah.
Adam has just limped here with ace 10 of hearts. I think he's hoping that it'll get to John, he'll jam, and then Adam will get to call. Bob has a worse ace. He's going to call. He might have raised.
It looks like he put in a bit of a raise.
He min
here.
raised it.
John put it in like we knew it was going to happen. Adam gets it in. I think Bob's going to let it go.
Yeah, Bob's going to.
Yeah, Bob let it go.
He knows what Adam is up to.
Yeah.
And,
so
John has the unfortunate 3 deuce on this one.
Adam makes a straight on the end. So John's going to see the bad news.
And if I'm understanding correctly, you're telling me this could continue for a while?
It really, I was at first going to just say it really depends on how much cash John brought. But sometimes that doesn't even matter. He's capable of all sorts of debauchery.
Okay.
So it's, again, it's fun. It's
Yeah.
fun to watch because, at this table not so much, but at a regular, like a 1-2 game or something like that, he'll do this. And, you got guys there who are like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah,
What
I
is
know.
what is this guy doing?
And it's upsetting, tilting to some people,
yeah,
and
it's
I'm like, no, man.
I'm here to play poker. What do you
The guy wants to put in $300 blind. Let's party.
This is a bomb pot,
Bomb
so
pot.
he's not going to be able to get it in pre here. But it's definitely it juices up the game for everybody at the table. They love it. I know they do. The table, they love it. They love it, and they want more of it. But we're going to do a bomb pot this hand. PLO double board bomb pot. And
John is spreading his cards as if he has not looked at them and is he's first to act and has potted it.
I love it.
He has a pair of 8s
Oh, yeah.
on both boards. That's all.
Apple's got a decent little hand. He flopped 2 pair on the top board, heart draw, straight draw, and a pair on the bottom board. Adam has got nut hearts, 2 pair on the bottom board. He's got a he got a lot of that.
I believe he's repotted it.
It looks like it. Looks like he definitely made a raise. Folds over to John. John probably got it in blind. I think you're right. And Apple's coming along. Yoni is gone. Yoni checked out. So
I'll be back, boys. I gotta let the dog out.
we are no more action. Or is it only? Yeah, I think everybody's in. So
Apple's got 2 pair on top. He's got a What's he got on bottom? He's got
He's got a pair of threes.
a pair of threes.
And he's got a worse heart draw.
Yeah. And
You have 10 each on the side here.
So it looks like
John's going to win half this pot.
this is one of those situations
These
that's
two,
really
please.
crazy. So Adam
See,
was going for a heart draw on the top board. He ends up making clubs
seven
on the
on
bottom
top,
board, runner,
clubs on the bottom.
which
Yeah.
The outside
But
stop.
definitely
Apple's two
not
pair was
applicable.
counterfeited when the jack hit, and now John's pocket eights, I believe, are going to win the top board.
Oh, they will. I think you're right.
7, 8, 9, 10.
He gets half of it. We got clubs.
How fortuitous.
Pair of
I
eights.
don't.
fortuitous.
I don't know that he showed them yet. Has he showed?
Yeah, all 4 of his cards are up.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's getting half the pot. Yeah. Yeah.
Put in a written request to not do bomb pots.
He definitely counterfeited him. That was crazy.
I don't know what happened.
Thank you.
I didn't read the.
This is the wild and crazy action you guys can expect. Red Star Social. Burn it in 183. New members, tell them you heard about it on the stream. You get 3 free hours. And come play with John and Apple.
And as you saw, we have another promotion.
Sometimes me.
You get a, if you make a royal flush, we'll give you 50 free hours. If you flop it, you get 100 free hours. But if you make one, you get 50 free hours. We also have a quad of the day promotion. I think today it's 8s. Both your cards must play, but if you make them, $200 cash in your pocket. And then in our PLO bomb pots, if you make quads in your hand, any quads, $200 in your pocket. So nice little promos.
How do you guys make these hands? I
Um,
always have one pair.
pure magic. I don't know.
I have one pair.
I don't think I've ever made quads in my hand, but
All right, it's about to get to John, who has been all in blind 3 hands in a row. But it looks like he's looked here and is. I think they've agreed to run it.
We have a raise to 50 the round.
Yeah, because it folded around to the blinds. So yeah, I think they just agreed to run it. And John won another one.
you know, I like that over chopping. A lot of guys will chop. A lot of guys want to play, especially if it's short, you know. But if they're running it
Yeah.
for a set amount of money, I like that. Cards are already dealt. Somebody needs to win something, you know.
I don't want to get into the theory of chopping and everything, but I mean, I believe it was invented to not feed the rake.
You know,
in
you
states
say
like
that.
California and
Yeah.
Nevada, and you pay by the hour in Texas. So chopping is a courtesy, I suppose. But yeah, I think it's fun to pick a number and run it if it folds around to the blinds.
Raise to 50.
John made a raise on the button with the suited king 5 over to Bob with the ace jack off. Bob's probably going to put in a raise here. Yeah,
just
and
gonna go all in.
John's going to go ahead and call. And we're going to see a flop here.
Raise
John obviously way behind.
Ace check is way good.
Bob flops a jack and rivers an ace. Well, there you go.
John, we just did all of that work in the bomb pot. And now he's got to reload for 300 again. It's a max $300 buy-in on this game. But it's 5-10 blinds.
John has added 300.
Come on down. Come join us. Seats open. We're not going anywhere.
Spending some time not getting
$100 minimum, 300 max.
Alright, okay, I get a fill.
Producer Dustin says, bring your own all-in buttons, because we need more.
You can make a lot of hands with that. Ace jack when an
Yeah.
ace and a jack comes. Play the weekend.
I was feeling that king.
All right, so Apple has changed seats,
Time to call.
throw me off,
Call.
and now has Jack 9 and is going to limp in.
We got an all-in from Alex with the Red Star nuts. I love it.
Oh, really?
I love it.
Here
I think
we
he's gonna
go.
take it. Oh, he's gonna. He's gonna get a caller.
Well,
for
here's
sure.
here's the problem. Yeah,
He's getting a call.
Bob's gonna call
out
now.
of
I
Bob.
think Victor was just setting the trap for John to go all in blind, but that's not gonna work because, yeah, Bob's gonna call.
He seems very disappointed.
And
This is one of the situations where I'm rooting for the underdog.
right, we're playing the Red Star Bounty game here. Red Star Nuts Bounty. So 6-4 wins here. Everybody owes Alex $25. 6-4 did not win.
Bob flopped the nuts, or turned the nuts, pardon me. And no bounties getting paid today.
It took me 10 because I saved you 2.5.
No, you can just scoop the pot.
Thank you.
Adam,
Scoop the
can I
pot.
not be greedy for a second?
Nope.
Ever?
Alex is back in for the max. Gets 300 in chips. As you do.
And yeah, this is. If you look at the stacks there, Bob has a huge stack. He has a huge amount of chips. The professor's all right. Adam's doing all right. But everybody else is kind of hovering in that initial buy-in range. So you see what it can do to the game. John's got ace high. Okay, he has raised to 100. Your traditional 10x, 1/3 of your stack raise.
And he takes it down.
And yeah,
He
you can
wins.
win $15.
He wins some blinds. And live to fight another day. So what do we got coming up tomorrow, sports-wise? The big game is
Well,
it Georgia, Alabama?
Georgia, Alabama are playing, I believe, tomorrow night. Tuscaloosa. Georgia is a 2.5 point favorite on the road.
Should be a good game.
Texas is hosting mighty Mississippi State. Texas's first game in the SEC, where they say, Clem, it just means more. However, Texas is a 38.5 point favorite. So
So ridiculous.
yeah,
These lines these guys say. And, you know, it's not like a lock either. That's the
Right.
crazy part. It's, you know.
yeah. Oftentimes they're pretty good. All right, another big one here, and Bob has the best of it again. Alex all in with ace jack suited. Bob has ace king.
Unbeatable.
Alex is getting up as if this is it. He's like, where was that flop last time? I needed that board last time.
They end up chopping it up. Both of them make two pair
Oh,
with ace
yeah.
high. Yeah.
He
Woo!
did appear to be evacuating. But
Yeah.
he's saved.
Dominated free throw. We're rolling on a turn. Is that all right?
Saved by the turn. Nothing worse than getting it in dominated the way he did. And, excuse me, dominating the way Bob did. And then seeing the two pair, and you're just like, oh, come on. But, hey, it's better than a...
All right, John with ace high again. Has again made it 100. This is kind of an interesting one for Bob. He has king deuce suited. I think he folds versus every other player here. But things have been interesting. So he's going to call.
Take a hand off.
Actions on Apple. He's going to jam it in.
Apple has
Victor lets it
9-7
go.
offsuit.
Alex with the 9-8 suited. He hasn't put it in the muck yet. He's thinking. And he lets it go. John puts it in. Bob is
He cannot
instantly
raise.
regretting.
Can he raise?
Instantly regretting.
Now he has the call as well. Wow.
All right, so one player's all in. We got John and Bob on the side. Blind jam. Oh no.
John's out to a good lead here.
He
Ace, king,
smacked his,
4.
He smacked his ace. I don't think Bob can fold.
Yeah, Bob's made a pair. And it's 125 to call. There's
Yeah, he's
Gazillion
gonna.
in
He
the
has
pot.
to call. He knows he has to call. John's way ahead.
What are we gonna have?
Oh.
Oh, a king on the
Oh.
Bob.
Oh.
Go easy on him, Bob.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Go
And
easy
Bob
on
is
him,
hot.
man.
You know.
Shit. Oh my
And
dominating.
you know,
Oh my.
it's like you said though. He's got the big stack.
Yeah.
He's at most got to risk $300.
Bomb pot.
Right, because if you have a normal size stack there and John raises to 100, you just have to fold the king deuce of diamonds.
You know, at most you're risking is $300.
Yeah. All right.
So
John
rebuy
is reloading again.
Apple as well,
Uh,
and we're doing a bomb pot.
we need a rebuy tote board. Just have the graphic that's got the number.
Chip marks
Yeah,
by everybody.
yeah,
How many
exactly.
rebuys they were there for?
Did you have a good day?
I don't think anybody wants to see that at the table. I don't think anybody at the table wants
Yeah.
to see that. Because other than I think Adam. I think Adam right now. I'm not 100%, but I think Adam's the only one who's in for one bullet right now. Everybody else has got multiple. So
Oh, we're doing a bomb pot again.
yeah, love these bomb pots. The good thing for John is he can't get it in pre. Or since it's pot limit, he can only risk a pot-sized bet each.
He's already looked and he's already checked, so showing some restraint. We don't have card graphics up yet, but Bob has led at the pot. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Bob has aces and flopped a set on the bottom.
Two of spades.
He's got a pair of fives and, of course, aces on top.
Check to Bob, who bet 70.
Anybody got anything to call him with?
70.
Alex has got a spade draw as well as Adam.
Diego folds, Apple calls.
Should be interesting how see how the film comes down. Bob might take it down. Oh no, Apple came along. Okay.
Apple, who has just a pair of jacks.
Yeah.
Apple, can you
All
scan
right.
your cards, please?
Oh, sometimes.
In the box.
John folds. You're good.
Because it has to read them.
You guys are heads up.
This has a little chip that they read, and they know.
Bob is way ahead
And
with just the aces.
It's on
He's got aces up and he's got
how about
set.
there's only about a pot-sized bet behind, so I would assume he might bet a little less here. I think he bet exactly Apple stack. That graphic might be a little off.
Bet from Bob of 190.
Looks like Apple might be considering might be behind.
He's just saying,
Yeah.
why is there not a jack out there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep looking back until there's a jack.
Supposed to be getting a jack on that turn. What happened?
Bob, who's won like 8 of the last 10 hands dealt. Life is good in seat 1.
First two cards, king, okay? That's the first fucking long face card I got. A pack king. First two cards.
So Friday night here at Red Star, come join us and play some cards. We're gonna feed you. We do free pizza Fridays. Normally gets brought in sometime around 6 or 7 o'clock. Play some cards, watch some TV, eat some free pizza.
That's nowish, Clint.
That is nowish.
Nowish.
There is definitely some
Let's wrap
pizza.
this thing up. I'm ready for some pizza. Come on.
Yeah, so we're in the giving mood here at Red Star, and we like to make sure you guys are fed. So we got free pizzas.
All right. I think we had a misdeal there, but we're gonna have a $20 straddle from Adam here. Let's crank this game up a little bit.
Let's get this game out of the muck. We haven't seen an all-in 2 hands.
Oh, Bob's got the 7 deuce. You're gonna have to. Your reign of supremacy is gonna have to end.
You think he'll let that one go?
Straddle.
Yeah.
Apple has ace high. He's gonna call. He's gonna limp.
City king for Victor.
Get a whole
nine.
handful of limps. But John's got a real hand. He's got pocket jacks. And now there'll be some decision. Oh, no. No decisions. Apple immediately called and Victor immediately called.
You could say it was snappage. There was some
Yeah.
snappage in those all-ins.
290.
And
All in.
Victor's in pretty bad shape.
Mm.
He does have suited cards, but I think he's in the worst shape of the 3 hands. Oh,
And he outflops
sort
them
of-
all.
as soon as I say that.
Oh, but
Oh, the ace
Apple
on the river.
Makes the ace on the river. John's like, come on, man. All right. I finally got dealt. I finally made a hand. And I came in 3rd place.
Yeah, it happens. It definitely happens.
I'm a king.
Not only does a king hit, ace sits on the river. The 2 cards that he did want to see, and they both come out. But
Gonna peel off another rebuy here.
he's coming in for another reload.
This game.
You're getting it in too good, man.
That does sting a little bit. You not too often you see big like pairs, like
Right.
jacks, queens, kings, aces. When you get them and you get them against a player that you obviously are way ahead, yeah, it stings. It stings a little
I
bit.
mean, yeah, when you get it in versus ace 6 and king, was it king 9?
7, king 7.
King 7.
Yeah,
You're like,
You're-
life is good.
you're
And
feeling pretty
then-
good. You're
then it
feeling pretty
didn't-
good.
didn't happen.
and you get beat by both hands. Yeah, it stings. They're gonna run it again. It looks like John and Adam,
Yeah, fold it around to the blinds.
and John's gonna win with 10 high.
John's good at winning these.
Yeah, you ask John, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll run it all day long, any amount."
Oh my God. He almost.
So who do we like this Sunday?
I don't know if it'd be
I haven't looked at the slate that much, Clem, as when my Cowboys have already dominated the Giants
Dominated.
last night.
Dominated.
So I haven't looked that much.
You're
Weird year in
he's
the NFL.
glowing from his win here.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah. Like half of my fantasy players are already on IR. Somehow Sam Darnold's the best quarterback in the NFL. It's been a NFL is drunk.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. All right, look at this reasonable limped pot we're gonna play.
Apple with 10s and we got a limp pot. This is okay.
He's
and
gonna
then
get
he gets
outflopped.
he gets outflopped by 2 players. I love it. Yeah.
5 players.
All right.
John's all in here.
Alex
and
jam.
John.
John rejams. Folds around to Apple. Apple lets it go. It's a battle of the
Very
queens.
disappointed.
260. All
And,
raise all in.
Alex should be. Oh, they're running it twice.
We're going 2 times this time.
It looks like
times.
Alex is gonna scoop. Battle of the Queens. Alex comes out victorious.
He's winning both. 260.
John has got a little nub left after that encounter, and I believe is indicating that it will be all in. Looks like $30-ish. This, if this was a Disney movie, Clem, John would take that $30 and run it up to 10K. Right? He would have every chip on the table by the end of the night, starting from that 30.
Do you believe in miracles?
Apple has aces.
All right, John's all in for blind.
And, yeah, Apple just called.
Oh, this is excellent for Apple. That's a great limp by Apple. Bob
All in 55.
picks up a hand,
And,
makes the raise.
yeah. And
Apple.
Apple, who's not on a min buy anymore, had $700. Is now raising. Oh, is Bob just going to, you know what?
Fold.
You're right. That young man does play well.
What a laydown.
410.
So Apple's going to score a quick 55, 60 bucks. But he's still got to beat John 7-5
Watch the movie.
if he wants the rest of it.
Oh,
There's a 9.
wow.
That would have been the sickest.
Wow. He could have, if Apple had just played that a little differently, he would have got the full double. Anybody's. Bob folds nines. Flop comes deuce, deuce, nines. So Bob would have flopped nines full. Apple turns an ace, making aces full. Apple gets the full double.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind. Apple gets the full double there.
Well, I think the action was such that they would have just gotten it all in pre. It would have been a whoa moment.
Yeah, it definitely.
But pretty sick. And what a laydown by Bob. That's pretty good. I guess he just knows what Apple's up to there, limping and then making it 400.
Royal flush, Apple. Nice.
I think if he'd have jammed it, he would have got a call. But he left some chips behind.
Yeah.
That sent up the red flags.
Save $700.
That was like Bob said, this doesn't make sense. He wouldn't do that with eights or sevens, which he has beat. Yeah.
John's got a ragged ace again. Is all in. And
Apple 5 more 10 total.
he's going to win this one.
Takes it down.
All in 300.
We have another disappearing Victor act. He's
The great disappearing Victor.
probably on the porch as he does. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, but no, it's a bomb pot. He's back.
It's an appearing Victor act.
It's not a bomb pot. We're one hand away from bomb pot. But yeah, he made it back in time for the big blind. Alex now has the pocket nines. He's been doing some limping, and that's what we're going to have here.
John with the suited 6-5 comes in for the raise. Adam is out. Folds to Professor, gone. Apple looks at his card, sees the king, sees the 4, lets it go. Victor folds.
Alex should be going all in. He's talking to John.
Looks like he just called. We're going
Did
to a
just
flop.
call. Oh, it's huge for John.
Wow. Pair,
He's
gutter,
he's a
flush
flip.
draw.
Look at the equities there. It's
He's
50-50.
got equal money. Alex is gonna make the call. Okay.
I believe he checked and then John went all in.
John
Made
makes the straight.
Are they running it twice?
It looks like they are running it twice.
And
They're gonna chop. Yeah.
what a crazy flop though for John. That was.
It's a dream scenario for that hand. To flop that much equity and still be behind, it's like, what else? You can't ask for much more, especially against the hand he was up against.
Right.
Yeah. And they ran it twice and ended up chopping it, which is probably the way it should have went down. Yeah. We're going to play a bomb pot now. PLO double board here at Red Star. If you haven't played with us before, come on down. Let them know that you saw us here on the stream, and we'll give you 3 free hours for all our new members. 3 free hours. It's a pretty good deal. All right. So it's the bomb pot. So we got 2 flops, and it's PLO. So everybody's got 4 cards. John got a nice little piece of this. You bet it. Victor's coming along.
Yeah, 60.
And I think Alex is going to let it go. Yeah, he lets it go. So it's going to go heads up to the turn.
Victor has aces up and a gut shot. John has made a flush.
And he has a straight on the top board. He's got a wheel on the top and a 8-high flush on the bottom.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's going to be really tough for him to lose this hand. Vic, they get it in.
10 of clubs. Pot is 180.
And I think John scoops.
John.
He's going to show Victor the bad news. And, yeah, John's going to scoop. Good for John. John needed a scoop. He's been getting his head caved in by Bob. And so for him to, I don't know if it was a full double or close. It probably was. There's some dead money in the middle.
Yeah, more than, well, I don't know if it was more than a double because, Victor had less than him for sure.
Good pot for John.
Yeah.
Very good pot for John. And he had a stranglehold on him. He flopped the nuts on the top board. He had a pair of kings and a small club draw. And Victor was kind of in there pretty weak, which is what John needs.
He hasn't done all his three yet. Good for John.
All right, so
John's going to put the 20 on. We have a dead
Small blind.
Yeah, dead small blind. And I don't think Adam's at the table. He's not. I think if Adam were at the table, I think he would have put the 40. I think he would have. And Jeremy, the dealer Jeremy, is allowing him to do it. All right, I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Look at this predictor of the future, ladies and gentlemen.
When he puts the, he delays the play because I just assumed that they were talking or something.
Yeah.
And
I want a hand.
John,
You're going to have to leave the building for you to win a hand now.
he goes ahead and he limps.
Got
Two
good-looking hands.
Two monsters in the blinds.
8-3 suited, 10 deuce. They both miss. Adam's got a too-high flush draw.
Got a monster lead on the hand. He makes a bet and John lays it down.
Doesn't win.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny when you see that because all that money in pre and they got these just dingy hands that are just really not what you expect when you see how much money was put in the middle. But hey, it's poker for you. So Adam's gonna put the 20 on this time. Action will be on Bob. Bob is on fire for anybody paying attention. He is just can't miss and making the lay downs, folds his nines against Apple's aces pre. Just guys got like 6 cents or something. I don't know.
Apple with the ace-7 offsuit has limped in. John jams with Jack-10 and gets it through.
John with the John.
Oh, right. That's his.
John with the John.
That's his hand.
I mean, it's almost a given.
Does he ever fold the John?
I don't think he can. It's not. Yeah, it's not in his DNA.
That's an automatic.
Yeah, he's gonna play the hand.
Gonna get it
Not
in.
necessarily gonna jam it, but
Oh,
he's definitely
but he's
gonna play it. Yeah. And I don't know if there's an amount that he'll fold to. There might be. I'll ask him later. Oh, I like that. Suited is a tuxedo. It's classy.
All right. Apple in the cutoff limps in 3-4 offsuit. You're going to get a raise to 75 from John. He's going to take this one too. Apple's like, leave me alone, man. Knock it off. Knock it off.
Raise to 75.
Looks like we're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-handed.
Did we lose a victor? Looks like we lost a victor.
Red Star Social.
Well, I should have got paid the one.
510, no limit hold'em, but a $100 to $300 buy-in every Friday at 4 p.m. You're invited to join. Not necessarily on the stream every week, but okay. What has happened here? John's starting to pick up some hands. He had some limps in front of him, and now on the button makes it 100. And he's called by King Jack, suited, and apples 7-4 of clubs.
95.
I can't be giving pictures like that.
Everybody misses.
John's still with the best of it. Jams it. Probably going to get them both to fold.
3 players.
Wow.
And all of a sudden he's on fire.
Otherwise, I probably would have been
Good for John.
the medical field.
Check. That on.
It's like he was like, well, I don't think they got any of that. Let's just get it in and see what happens.
What is this performance he's putting on over here? Do you say? What is he doing?
Bringing you good luck.
John, what's going on over there?
Not quite sure. He's getting his picture took or something.
I missed that entirely. Anybody get that old?
Actions on apples got a king 9.
He likes king.
It's a good hand. And he
No.
lets it go.
He folds.
Holds
And
that
John
on.
folds? What has gone on? We're going to play out of the blinds here. 9-8 versus Queen Deuce.
Fold, fold.
Queen Deuce flops 2 pair, but Bob's going to lead into him. Bob, you haven't made a mistake. Oh, he bets, gets insta-raised, and then folds.
Heads up.
Something changed.
Bob, he did what was called a feeler bet.
Put you in your grade.
He wanted to see where he was at.
45.
Professor let him know pretty quick.
Yeah. He did not like how it feels.
He said,
Just let me out of here.
yeah, I'm gone. I'm gone.
We'll get 'em.
It's good his dad wasn't here today. He could win.
Actions on Alex. Alex has been holding his own.
Yeah. Now I'm.
Staying in the game.
Is that a Colt McCoy shirt? Who is on his shirt?
That's a
Wouldn't be
great
Colt
question.
McCoy. Why would it be yellow like that? But I think it's a 12.
Interesting question.
Make a little raise, calls.
Not quite sure.
10.
What number did Colt wear?
12. He wore 12.
Fold.
It might be Colt.
At Texas, he was on like 14 teams in the NFL, so I'm sure he wore a variety of numbers.
He still plays right now, right?
He
He's back
just
at someone-
retired.
He just
This is
retired.
his first year retiring.
Good for him.
Incredible career. Like most of it with as a backup, so you just hang out on the sideline, watch an NFL game, collect $5 million a year. Nobody kills you. I think it is Colt McCoy then. We're gonna have to investigate. He doesn't know who's on his shirt. We've been told.
95.
For those of y'all watching if you're watching this stream out there and you know what shirt that is, let us know in the comments.
Oh yeah.
We're dying to
Let
know.
me check the chat here.
We're definitely inquiring minds want to know. We're doing a bomb pot now. So if you know who's on this shirt, let us know in the comments.
Our friend Vicky in the chat says Clementine.
What's up, Vicky?
Hi Vicky.
All right, we got 6 players for this bomb pot, and
Man knows what he likes.
looks like it checked around.
Diamonds, jack, diamonds.
Alex has got a pretty decent hand here. He flopped a king high straight.
Check,
He's got a
check, check. Checks the
open-ended with clubs on the bottom board. He bets.
Check.
Folds around to Apple. Apple with just a club draw lets it go. Alex is going to scoop on.
60.
Good for Alex.
Fold.
Nice pot. And looks like pretty uneventful bomb pot for these guys. John's going to put the straddle on. Adam may put the straddle on behind him. He did it before.
Oh.
Yeah. Good no straddle, Adam.
Yeah.
Picks up
Oh,
the.
Bob has the Red Star nuts. We have not seen the bounty paid. If anybody wins. Anybody wins with 6-4.
Apple
Everybody
with the
pays him
queen jack.
$25.
John in the straddle. Lets it go. The jack
Wow.
5. Heads up.
Bob's got to love this because he knows he can probably make Apple fold when he misses. But Apple has not missed. He has a pair, and Broadway got shot.
That's a great flop for his image, though. And Bob
Yeah.
knows it. Apple does.
Bob
He
bets
knows he's got
100.
a pair. That's a great card for Bob.
Apple has 600 behind, so he doesn't necessarily want to get too deep into a hand with Bob here.
Bet 100. Call. Check.
He called, and there's an ace on the turn. Apple check. Bob, is he gonna give up, or are we gonna try something on the river here? Nope. Apple's gonna say, you're gonna have to pay this amount. No? Maybe not. Oh, okay, he checked. Is Bob gonna go for it?
There's an extra $125 on the line here if he can get this through. That's what's going on through his
Yeah.
head.
He's thinking Apple would never check an ace here, right?
Number one?
So if I put,
How are they number one?
That's a
can make
great
it
bet.
150,
So who's two? George is two?
150 and a
Apple
350, but
comes
it's
along.
not gonna work.
He tried. He got shot down. It was a great effort. And,
We're
That's- yeah.
0 for 4 or 5 on the Red Star Nuts bounty. Yeah.
Totally. So hard.
Yes, good job. Good job.
All right, we got the $20 live straddle now from Adam.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
How'd you do it? There you go.
You should say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you a million times, sir. How do you do it?
Action's going to be on Bob, who picks up Big Slick
Bob, it must be nice.
right after the Red Star Nuts. Perfect time
Yeah.
to go a little crazy. And puts in a raise.
Makes it $60.
Apple with the King 2.
Folded. Oh, here we go.
John.
John has
With
the Red Star Nuts. He makes it 225. This should be a pretty easy scenario to figure out. Bob puts it in.
Bob
Yep,
jams.
John's never giving this up.
Says,
Oh my
let's
gosh.
party.
Look,
I
he's
got the nuts.
He's got a 37% chance.
Whammy.
He makes a 4,
Raise all in.
and he did it. He did it, ladies and gentlemen. Not
Red
only
Star Nuts.
you asked for it, you got it. I just said we hadn't seen it yet, and not only gets the double, wins the $1,400 pot, but also collects
Hold on, let me
what
count.
is that? 125 extra dollars.
Well done, John. Well done. All he had to do was stick all his money in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. And now John's back to even. Oh wait, he's still a little short of even. He's probably a little short of even, but
We like to say John is definitely putting on the party.
yeah.
He's making sure everybody gets fed.
He's winning in fun. All right.
Yeah. Good for you, John. I love to see it.
I think he just tipped $50. What a guy.
Good for the video.
He's here for a good time, not a long time.
That's what he's talking about. All right. Good job.
You could have folded to the all-in.
I'm pretty for you to fold out. So I just want to turn this over.
I know, but once you make the 225, you can fold for 450 more, 480 more.
Then I'm committed. I was like, please fold, please fold. I just want to turn this over and be done with it.
All right, here we go, Bob.
Hey, look, he's got another great hand.
Another playable hand. Shocker.
I guess he did just get picked off pretty bad. Stacks down to 1,800. I think he was up near 3K at one point, but he's still doing all right.
Ran into the red star nuts.
The professor behind with a good hand. John's in there with 10-9 suited. 3 ways to a flop. 3 good-looking hands.
4-6, 500, 25.
Oh Lord,
John
what a
has
flop.
outflopped them, although the professor is not in bad shape. Got an open ender. Bob's going to bet here with just the gutter.
She only had like 250.
Professor's going to call. John, are you going to get nuts on these guys? I think just medium nuts. Yeah. His bet was 40, and John just sort of clicked it back to 100.
Hey, Cavrone, what a card.
Ace comes the turn, and this is interesting. I believe it went check, and the professor went all in. A little bit of an overbet, but does have a pair and an open ender. Bob has the best hand, though.
Bob is thinking, the professor hasn't played a hand in an hour. He definitely hasn't put all his chips in the middle in over an hour, and he still makes the call.
He's going to call him.
And it's a good call.
And
4 doesn't help anybody.
Bob gets right back to his winning ways. Beats the professor.
Takes down a good pot.
Ace Jack versus Ace 10.
What a turn.
Disciplined fold by John as well. Flop top pair, open ender. He's got a legit stack now. He says, I'm gonna play right.
I don't know if that particular style of play is in John's repertoire. He just wants to. Just wants to play.
I'm ready to see a big clash with John. 'Cause now he's got a serious stack on him.
Can you clock out Diego, please?
I'm sorry, why'd you say John? I'm sorry. Huh? Did Mario say John?
I believe this is just a walk.
I think we lost the professor. I think he had enough fun. So we're going to be 5-handed. Game's probably winding down pretty soon.
Don't have the 6-4.
Please don't have 6-4. There you go.
Bob is still our big winner currently, whereas everybody else is either stuck or even-ish.
Adam's up a little bit, I think.
Adam's up a little bit. I think you're right.
He's going to raise it from the button here. 5-3 of spades going to make it 25. Look at that, a reasonable number. But he's going to get 3-bet as a small blind. And Bob's going to take down another one.
All right, bomb pot time.
Raise to 100. Fold. Fold. Bomb pot.
PLO double board pom-pots. These guys love them. Lots of action. We're here at Red Star Social, 183 in Burnett Road, Austin, Texas. Come down and play with us. If you let them know you saw us here on our stream, you get, as a new member, 3 free hours courtesy.
He doesn't believe. He doesn't believe.
We also have college nights here at Red Star.
I told him to believe.
Tuesdays and Sundays,
I know.
you get a discounted rate on our seat rental fee. We also give discounted rates when you buy in bulk. So come in and ask us about our discounted rates.
I'm going to take one class at ACC so I can get this college rate.
That's a brilliant idea
Think
because
that works out?
ACC definitely could use your
Yeah.
your tuition money.
Yeah. I also am terribly uneducated, so that probably like it's a win-win-win-win.
All right, we got 3 players left in this bomb pot. We are at the turn. Looks like Alex has got the best of it currently with the aces on the top board, whereas Adam has 2 pair and a flush draw on the bottom board. Oh, what a turn. Adam fills up on the bottom board, and they're going to chop with Alex. Alex and Adam are going to chop. Alex just with the pair of aces on the top board. You don't see that very often in bomb pots where
One
one
pair
pair
makes
is gonna get any part of either one.
I've been in a couple miracle bomb pots where somehow everybody was on one board and ace high one on one side. But yeah, that is extremely uncommon. You don't get that.
Pretty rare.
It's Friday night at Red Star, which means free pizza. I smell it out there right now. I want the pizza. Bring me pizza.
Come on down, play some poker, eat from the pizza, man. It's a pretty good deal. We do have a live 40 this hand. I love it.
Oh.
We got the live 40 from Adam. Action's on Bob, who picks up the 9-8. Lets it go. Over to Alex with the Jack-8. Lets it go. John jams it.
Says, let's play for...
Adam might be like, oh, lets it go.
No.
You see Alex trying to hand John a quarter thinking he's got the Red Star nuts, which would have been amazing if he had had it.
If he did it again?
Yeah, that would have been pretty amazing. I love that. It's obviously, similar to the 7 deuce game people play. It's a great action inducer.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows. You could have aces. You could have.
Anytime somebody puts it in, you think,
yeah.
Hang on, do they have?
They're trying to get one over.
They have. What's going on?
Trying to get me with the 6-4.
I'm now pretty positive that's Colt McCoy on Alex's shirt. Just lean back and I recognize the Colt McCoy torso. Like that. It's got to be him.
Pretty weird comment we just got out of Jason here about the old torso of the Colt McCoy, but I get it. You like what you like.
I have torso envy. All right, what do you want from me?
Live 20 on by Adam this hand. I think Adam is trying to juice up the game a little bit. We're 5-handed, and you want to see some action. I think Bob's going to juice it up here. Makes it 40. Apple likes his hand. He's coming along. Pardon me, 60 out of Bob. So
Little behind on the graphics here for a second, but hold on.
We're heads up.
Mm. I might have bricked on the graphics on this hand, but that's fine.
Bob's going to make a bet.
Continue.
Oh.
Apple. Is that an insta raise? Is that what that was?
I think it was a min click, as the kids like to say.
Yeah.
It was a min click.
Kids like Apple like to say min click.
7 of spades, 3 of hearts, 2 of diamonds. 2 of diamonds.
Actions on Bob. Bob's kind of trying to figure this one out. Because it's a little...
Yeah, it looks like he bet 75 and it was raised to 200. So the price is great, but I believe, yeah, I believe that's going to be Apple taking down the pot.
Yeah, Bob lets it go.
Oh, they're still going. Fold.
Moving on.
Shows a 7.
I charge you for 50.
He charges
Okay, Mr. Confident.
Who else could be on that shirt? I mean, it's definitely...
They say it's an old UT player.
Apple made 200.
I mean, Colt McCoy's number 12 is retired. Now, I will say that, I know I already commented on his torso. He does look a little beefy to be, like a little ripped in the arm area to be Colt McCoy, but I don't know. I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
We're getting to
before
the bottom of it.
end of this evening. Okay, Alex has a nice hand here. Nice shirt, nice hand. Ace Jack of diamonds.
Fold.
Apple's gonna call with his suited king.
Raise to 40.
They
Fold.
both miss, but Alex is still ahead. Has the betting lead, but it goes check, check. Now trips on the board. Gonna check all the way down,
Heads up.
and Alex will win. Oh, now he's gonna bet. Is this value? And yeah, you can have the best hand and win.
You know, I don't understand that right there. I think you're only getting called or raised, and
Right.
then what do you do?
That's
Because you're
right.
getting called. You're getting called by a better hand, typically. If you're getting raised, you're definitely getting raised by a better hand. So, not quite sure unless he had a stone read, which is possible.
Right.
It's possible. All right, folds around to Alex. Alex is gonna let it go. John with the Jack-7 raises it up.
Here we
Folds
go.
over to Bob. Bob with a decent player. He's got a suited ace-4.
He will raise here, I believe. No, he says let's just keep this pot small.
Raise to 35.
See if John will blast off when I hit something. They both miss.
Check, check.
Check, check.
John catches up.
Makes a pair. He's going to make a reasonable bet, I'm sure. He did make a reasonable bet. $50 into 75. And he's going to get called by ace high. Oh, and then ace on the river. The great Barry Greenstein said.
John has hit, Bob has hit more aces on the river in this session than I have ever, I think, in my total
Yeah.
poker career. It's
Playing good, but also running very, very good.
he did well. He turned a gut shot, obviously, and an overpair draw. But still, it's just I don't know. And then he dodged that pair of nines. That one is still just.
Yeah. It's another bomb pot. I'm going to take a quick nap, Clem. You let me know when the graphics slow down.
You got it. All right, we got
9 of clubs. 10 of
decent
hearts,
flop
7
for
of
Bob. Better flop. Holy mackerel for Apple.
7 of clubs. 10 of hearts, 7 of
We've
clubs.
got a pair for Alex.
Check. That's
2
25.
pair and a wrap for John, who makes a raise. Over to Bob, who's going to let his go. Apple should probably
He could,
jam.
he could raise
Yeah,
back.
He
yeah.
could definitely jam here, but he's just coming along
100,
for
50.
the Raise from
I mean,
John.
From
He
John.
this could be
Fold,
a slow play, honestly.
150.
He has the nuts on top with the club draw, and then diamonds on the bottom.
He's got 2 pair. Counterfeited for John. Apple checks it over to John. John's gonna make a big bet here, and John is in really bad shape. I don't see Apple getting away from this hand.
Yeah, they're not shallow anymore.
They're both going to the river. Apple, holy mackerel.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
He filled up
They
on the
both
bottom.
fill up. They both fill up. John fills up on the top. Apple fills up on the bottom. It's gonna be a chop. Apple goes all in. John
Yeah, he
is-
might not.
is contemplating it. This is
Well-
interesting. This is very interesting. He makes his hand and is contemplating a fold. And can't fold.
Yeah, he won't fold.
All right. So Apple's going to say, I've got a straight. I've got a boat. John says, I have a boat. Let's chop. Wow. John got really lucky.
Yeah, to get half of that pot was pretty
He
fortunate.
he was in really bad shape. And, you say slow play, which that's exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
And it bit him in the ass because I think John can fold on the turn.
Or on the flop when
Yeah.
that's when John put in the raise, right? Like Apple can pot it right there
And I think
and,
he
and
can
win
get
the
away
pot.
from it.
But I mean, you just have so much hand.
And John got bailed out by the 9. Oh, he was in such bad shape, and he knows it. You see him shaking his head. He saw Apple's hand, and he realized how of bad shape he was in, and got saved by the river. And it happens,
That's a bomb pot.
It's a bomb. It's a
Apple
bomb.
10, big blind.
Folds around to Adam. Adam with the hand, big slick, raises it up.
Very cool. You got half the pot.
Oh,
Bob.
here we go.
He raises it up. We might see a jam from Adam. Oh, here. Okay, what's Apple doing? Apple's got a hand apparently. He's in there. Queen 10
Queen
suited. I
10.
love it. Yep, Adam's gonna
Adam's just
jam
gonna
it.
get it in, and
I
now
like it.
John's making
Bob's
himself
gonna have to fold.
Bob, not liking it. I don't know. He might be a little butthurt about the 6-4 he lost with, and the 6-4 he paid off, but he lets it go.
Apple would have to call 575 here. That's too much, right, Apple? But he's like, there's only a couple hands left.
Oh, he lets it
No.
go. He lets it go. Bob shows the 6-4. He wants to let him know he got on to lay down a big
Been
hand.
efforting with that one a lot.
It's if you can win with 6, it's a point of pride to win with
course,
the 6-4.
of course. It's almost
Yeah.
certainly not worth the quarter from every player.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Adam did shut us from Bob. Thank you.
All right, so no straddle from John. John's away from the table. We're over here to folds to Bob. He's got a suit 85. 3 short-handed with the button. Probably going to come in for a raise. Yeah. Just a little pot sweetener. Apple comes along. It's going to go heads up to the flop.
Fold.
We are missing all of the players from the table.
Everybody is
Oh no, Adam's still there.
people are taking
Ace.
their breaks. Okay, interesting flop. We've got Apple with the open ender, Bob with the pair.
Oh. And Apple led at this, and Bob is now going to raise him with a pair of
What
fives.
time are you streaming till, Dustin? Better 50.
Interesting to see what will happen on the river here. So Apple makes it.
Apple gets his hand.
5 more minutes.
Check, Apple.
Raise to
Check.
120.
Check.
I don't think he has it in him. I think he feels like he has to bet in order to get paid.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, you're not going to make any more money unless. I mean, Bob's going to figure this out.
Unfortunately for Apple, Bob just has bottom pair.
Yeah.
He may be thinking Apple missed his hearts. He's going to pay him off.
Oh.
I mean, that's what's going through his head right now. That's really the only way he can think bottom pair is going to be good.
You know, like the Red Star Nuts game. Sometimes you just want to call a bottom pair.
Sometimes you
show
just want to
everybody
call.
and be right.
Sometimes you just want to call with queen high.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, I don't think you got it.
Sometimes you just hate money, and Bob puts it in. He's going to get the bad news here.
Yeah.
You know what, Apple, I insisted that you check, and you probably made the maximum. So
that's why you're in here and he's out there.
well played, young man. Well played.
All right, we got our players back at the table. We have a live 20 on this hand.
Thank you.
John's got a pretty big stack now. He's
Yeah.
accumulated some chips. And
Live 20.
How do you get there?
action's on Bob. It's a live 20, so he's got a.
Probably. I mean, it's
20 straddle.
yeah, it's John with the live 20, so he's gonna raise. Alex has ace king behind. Alex, you need to raise here.
Looks like he jammed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think he's going to take
Good.
it down. Yeah,
He's
he's
gonna
definitely
win.
going to take it down. He had a little too much there to jam with, I think. It was almost 600, and the raise was only 60. I think he could have just came in with a raise, and it probably would have accomplished the same thing. But
And yeah, sometimes you can raise, and maybe they jam on you, and then you get it in real good a lot of the time.
well, first of all, Alex isn't John. So a jam from Alex isn't the same as a jam from John, and
Right.
Bob knows that. And so these are the things that you got to consider when you're putting all your chips out there.
When you pay attention, where you are.
Apple limps in with the ace king. Will he get what he wants from John? No. Adam? No. So limped pot.
Wait, no.
Apple does flaunt the best of it.
10. Fold. Call from Apple.
Goes check, check, check.
I think Apple's gonna have to bet a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got to
he
bet now.
put some chips out there. Let people see where he's at. He takes it down.
Texas is one. I assume Georgia's two. And Alex
So we're here in the great city of Austin, Texas, and we have a little shindig happening next week called the Austin City Limits Music Festival.
Really? I'm not aware of this
Yeah,
festival.
it's a pretty big deal for those of you out there who are music fans. And I know you were in the music biz there for a hot minute. What do you think of that festival?
I've always had a blast at ACL Fest. Now, sometimes that's because I was hanging out backstage drinking free beers. But no, I think it's a lot of fun. It's weird because now I'm 40 years old, Clem, and I feel like I'm the exact wrong age for this festival, and that all the music seems to be for kids, Chapel Roans of the world, or like old people. So I don't know.
You're in a weird
I'm in a
age
weird
where
spot, and the festival's changed a little bit to, like it programs a bunch of. I don't want to call it the kids' music, but
you did.
I'm
You
an
just
old
called
fogey.
it.
That's
You just called
that's
it
what I
that.
call it that. What do you think?
I've been participating with that festival for years. I love it, but I don't know if I could be a patron to said festival. I've always had some kind of working capacity, and but very different experience. So we've got 4 players to this bomb pot. It looks like Apple is got a really big hand here. We're down to the river,
King of diamonds.
and I think we're gonna see Apple. I mean, he's the only one with clubs. We have clubs on the bottom board. There's
8 of clubs.
straight possibilities on that top board. If okay, so Apple makes a bet. Alex comes along. John folds. Okay, it's gonna get
chop.
chopped. What I was getting at was is if Apple could get a point to make a big bet, I think he
Right.
could take it down, but he never got to there. So yeah, they're gonna him and Alex are gonna chop this one up. Alex with
He made the straight. He's
the nuts straight.
He's got the nuts up
yeah,
there.
he with the nuts straight.
9-10 here.
So
Straight to the king.
they made a little money off of that turn bet from somebody.
Flush, perfect. We'll use that one too. As long as you guys know what's up.
But back to what I was saying about ACL, I'm kind of right there with you as far as the age thing is, and I get excited about it every year, and then they present the lineup or the acts that are playing, and I'm like, who are these people?
Yeah. Look, we would see Blink 182 and Chris Stapleton, who's playing the exact same time as Blink 182. By the way, Vicky needs you to get her Chris Stapleton tickets.
Got it. Yeah.
Sturgill,
I'll work on
Sturgill
that.
Simpson on it as well.
He's there.
But yeah, past that, I'm like, there's not a lot here for me.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
And it's so convenient to get there.
It really is. It really is. And it's a good time.
Yeah, no,
It's
I
a
don't.
good time.
Now
Good
I sound
food.
like a grumpy old man.
You get to be outdoors and and meet new people and maybe experience some music you wouldn't have without it.
Right.
Because you're not gonna go out and see these bands if you weren't at this festival. And so it's a good time. It's definitely a good time.
I'm more of a sit indoors and play cards kind of guy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's my sister. Oh, really? Yeah. What kind of sister is that?
All right. Last few hands of the evening. Bob, he's got a good hand again. Queen Jack offsuit. It's going to make it $60. But Alex has something he can fight him off with. He limped in with King Jack suited.
Lets it go.
Oh, Alex.
John comes along with the Queen 9. They're gonna
John
see.
says, "Let's
they're gonna
party."
See a flop.
Like a rabbit? You know rabbit?
Yeah, like a rabbit.
Everybody misses. 7-3-4. It's usually good for Bob. He's going to lead, and yeah, John's going to fold it. Bob's going to take it down. Bob is going to wind up the big winner here, unless something crazy happens.
I think Alex makes this lay down here because of the fact that the game is winding down.
Yeah.
And he's probably hovering around even-ish. And so it affected his decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which, we're all capable of those.
All right, John with the live 20. Adam not going to put the live 40 on, and he has 6 high, so he's going to like that. Adam with great posture as usual.
20 live straddle. We're definitely not here.
Action folds around to Alex.
The action is slowing down here. I guess these are some ragged hands, but
I know what you're talking
20
about.
live.
I think they're negotiating. Do you want to run it for something? And
A little bit ugly, but it's okay.
Two junky little hands.
Yeah.
Alex is going to take it down
deuce.
with the pair of deuces.
They decide to run.
2 good hands.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We're going to deal with a pair of twos.
Twos are going to have to get it done.
Adam with the 20 on.
Gotcha.
Thank you. 20 straddle.
What was your dad doing in Portugal? Vacation?
Actions on Bob.
I'm trying to partner up with. Unsure, really.
Queen Dewey for Bob. Probably going to let it go.
One of his many
Business opportunities.
Folds to John.
Straddle.
All right, John. Let's fire this game up. Huh?
doesn't work for him.
He says the limp. Adam has a good hand. Ace Jack offsuit. He knows he's going to get a caller, so he sizes it up a little bit, makes it 70.
You want to play a blind? You can play it.
This is an interesting scenario.
Both flop
Gutters.
gutters. A 10. Just give us a 10.
Heads up.
Adam's going to take it down there. Ace high.
Check. 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 Check.
This is 5-10 no limit hold'em from Red Star Social. A $100 to $300 buy-in is the max that you can buy in for. That's a very small number, as you know, for 5-10 no limit hold'em. We play this game every Friday. 4 o'clock adds an interesting dynamic to the game. There's a lot of gambling that goes on early on, and things can get pretty nuts.
Yeah, you see a lot of guys in the beginnings just trying to build a stack.
Right.
You know, because obviously you can't buy in for more than 3, so they're trying to just get it in and double up or rebuy and try it again.
Don't name your favorite
So it's
places
a
located.
great way to get some action going.
And sometimes it takes a lot of buy-ins, as we saw from John tonight. But John actually has built his way back up to about 1,000.
All right, so John has
He's
got a
in this
really
pot.
good hand here. He flopped queens up and 6s full. He's going to get a call from Apple. Apple made a straight on the top board, and
50.
Alex may come along too. He's got a flush draw and a straight draw on both boards. So it should be interesting to see what happens here. Okay, so flush comes in on the top board. So Apple gets his straight counterfeited. It checks around. John's going to show the 6s full. And Alex is going to show his flush, and they're going to chop the pot. That was a very interesting river card.
Yeah.
Because if Alex makes a bet there, a pretty sizable bet, I don't think John can call. And
Flush.
he scoops. He would have scooped the pot.
Chop it up.
So interesting to see how it went down.
Thank you.
Winding down here, Red Star Social Live, but the games go late. And if you want to come hang with us, Burn at 183. New members, you tell them you heard about it on the stream, you get 3 hours free. And there's pizza.
Fridays is pizza night. Yeah, we get pizza for our
There
players.
better sure as hell be pizza when I
Yeah.
get done with this. That's what I'm telling you.
So this is gonna be looks like the last hand of the stream, and we have a straddle coming from Bob. $20 to play. Action will be on Apple, and Apple's coming along. Got that suited Queen 8. Alex lets go of his 4 deuce. John coming along with his suited 10-3. Adam's coming along over to Bob with his jack 4 off. We're going 4 to the flop.
And I call. Fold.
And
Call.
looks like Queen 8 is still ahead. That's amazing. Checks around, goes to the turn. Queen catches up, and now Bob has a jack high flush draw and a straight draw.
He checks, though. And yeah, Apple's gonna check the best hand.
4 player.
And wouldn't you know it, Bob makes a straight to take the lead.
Yep, to Apple.
He's gonna bet it.
He checks. 4 player. Check, check.
And Apple calls him, and he sees the bad news.
Yeah.
What do you call him, with a pair? Yeah.
Yeah, pair of queens.
Yeah, I don't think it's a terrible call. He didn't bet a whole lot, but what are you
It
gonna
checked
do?
around twice before. So,
Call, fold, fold.
it-
Showdown, pair of queens. He's got a straight.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us here at Red Star for our 5-10 game here on Friday, 4 o'clock, 5-10, $300 cap. It's a great game. And again, if you want to come play with us, any of our new members, we're going to give you 3 free hours. And we play every Friday. We may not stream it every Friday, but we play every Friday. We also have other games during the week. So we're open every day. Come see us. Thank you very much.
Clem, it was a pleasure working with you, sir.
You too, Jason. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.
10, call. Is that a real combo? Fold.
Classic
Applesauce.
For your time, sir. Pork chops and applesauce.
Adam calls.
That's what they serve. They give you asparagus, pork chop, and applesauce.
Checks is option. 3 player.
I myself with a wedge salad.
Sounds too healthy. 3 players.
For me
Check.
it was. Yes.
Check.
You're not wrong.
25. Fold, fold.
Nobody custom.
Nobody playing that crap. You have.
I have a 6-4.
You should have showed it.
You should have showed it.
6-3.
Oh.